Oh, yeah. What's going on, guys? It is the man, definitely not a myth, definitely not a legend, definitely not a guru, but your boy, the Bad Wolf. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Just as crazy as ever. So, that being said, let's jump into it. What's going on, guys? I want to let everybody know I appreciate all of you guys for supporting the work and the channel. Just trying to bring it in on some kind of nice vibes. You guys like the music? All right, you got a little something there. Can see what we got here. Kind of let it play in the background a little bit. So, all right, everybody, check in. Peace and love to all the gods out there. Now, for some people out there who don't understand what that means, is that in each and every one of you is a piece of the Creator. We call it a soul. That soul is a divine piece of power, grace, and beauty. So, from one piece of the Creator to all the rest of you guys out there, I bid you guys positive energy and light. So, if you have not been here before, make sure you hit that bell, like, and subscribe. All right. Especially the ladies out there. You guys are only at about 25%. All right. So I need you guys to catch up with the men. There's supposed to be way more women out there than men. So, show that love. All right. Also, let us know where you guys are hailing from. All right. So your republics, your micronations, rep that in the comments. All right. So let's see what else we got. So we have been experiencing a ton of successes in the background. Like I said, we don't bring all of that to the front light because that's more of a private thing, but we've been winning in court. We've been winning across the board. And now what we're going to have to do for those places that are still trying to not yield, it's going to be time to take them to federal district court and start suing. Okay. So now what else we got? If you guys want to promote your Telegram group, your Facebook group, your website, go ahead and drop those in the comments. This is not all about me. This is for you guys to network. If you guys want to find somebody in your area who you can network with, then just say, hey, I'm over here. If there's anybody that wants to hook up or talk or whatever, do that. And for those people who are looking for a online group with most of the people who've been following me over the years who've already done this stuff and been successful, that's going to be in the little ticker down below, which is the Telegram group. And that particular Telegram group is Bad Wolf Unincorporated. Bad Wolf space Unincorporated. So one of the things I want to bring to you guys is that apparently I didn't think I was getting that famous, so thank you for that. But there are scammers out there who have been trying to use my name and win people over. So, understand this. I will never ask you for money anywhere across the board in any group, any private chat, any of that. The only place we do business is blacksite32.com. That is it. So it hurts my heart that a couple people out there have been already taken. So I'm going to try to prevent that as much as possible. So use your good judgment. I'll tell you this. I am way too busy to be in most of these chat groups and whatever else. Okay. I'm out there a little bit and I do pay attention when I can, but I'm never going to ask you to send me Bitcoin or send me some money. I mean, I might say it on here, but it still would all be done through my information on blacksite32.com. It'll never be, hey, send it to my personal thing or this or that. It'll never happen. I don't do that. So with that being said, let's take a look at who we got in the comments section. All right, we got Freedom74, we got Anthony, Robert. Yes, Robert, this will be recorded. DEA, I see you out there. Corrupted, what'd he do? Terry. Bad J, Big John, Esther, Ezrael, Vanessa, Zenzu, Tony, Fred, Mike, R. Jones, TH, Bronze, Sugar, It's a Trust, Bronze, The Poet Lounge. I'm recognizing a lot of names in here. Jennifer, Kenneth, Edward, Jennifer, Kent, Janine, Sebastian, Edward, Jeff, Oliver, KL, Jojo, Samuel, and John, Chanel, Digital, Kent, Jim Tom, George, Andrew, TH, Ezekiel, Floyd, John P, Vintage, Empress, yes, My Culture, My Rules, and Shrugs. All right, got caught up. Woo! Oh, and Joey just jumped in last minute. All right. So tonight we're going to have an open. This is going to be a round table. I don't have anything specific in mind, but here, let me cut the music. All right. So we're going to have Fearless Floyd and his crew, Jesse, and possibly Ann LaFleur. They do trusts and other aspects that I am not exactly the expert on. So if I'm not the expert, then I get the ones who are. So we got Yesenia. Okay, little cray out there. Yeah, you forgot about me. Yeah. All right. Thomas, James, Kyla, David, Autumn, and what was that? I got them. Thomas Costello, Ghost Rider. Yep, I chatted with you earlier. Can we make an FBO and can we make the FBO trust and the foreign trust one and the same? Well, can you make your faith-based organization foreign at the same time? Yeah. Why would? Yeah, you can do that. Monica, don't forget to like everyone, help spread the knowledge. Well, apparently you guys are doing a pretty good job because Shasta B, I didn't forget you. Look, I'm gonna put you up. There you go. Look, right here. Boom. George, he's giving away for free, which is how it should be. Yeah, 90. What's going on, Frog Dog? 95% of what I have is all free because all of it's free. The things I do charge for the stuff I make, and that's because, well, time is money, and I'm not working for free because that doesn't keep my lights on. So I charge for just enough to get by. I'm not making I'm okay, but I'm not making that kind of money. Otherwise I'd have more than a part-time secretary who's a good friend who doesn't mind helping, any new banking information? And remember, once again, I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm not going to be able to get to everybody's questions right now. While it's only about 109, I can do that. But with Sherry Peel Jackson, we got up to 700. Usually I'm used to about 300-400, and that gets a little wily. So I will try to get to you guys when I can. All right, so banking information. Yesenia, hire me when you do. All right, I got you. I'll put you on the payroll. I know how crazy you are, so you can take care of all my wild customers and clients. New banking information. Well, there are only about 4 or 5 or 6 major banks out there that you can actually get a EIN only account where you do not even need to show your social security number. If you set yourself up to be recognized as a non-resident alien, which is how all of us really should be recognized, with our own affidavit claiming that, then you can get an account without your social in most places. Okay. Let's see what we got here. What's your email address preference? I got 20 of them, but it's hard to keep up with all that. I would just say hit blacksite32.com. I think the main one is going to be U.S. National Passport at yahoo.com is probably one of the best one. Everyone's got that one. Yeah, Monica. Yeah. The problem is it's hard to delegate. I'd have to have somebody, I'd have to train people on how to deal with people because people that hit me up are wild. So I don't know if you want all them problems, but as I move forward, yeah, I'll probably have people help out. Right now, I'm at a decent spot, but I will, as this gets bigger, I will definitely have to expand. So we will see, but I'm okay where we're at. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. I recognize some of you guys on the usual. Gypsy says, "Ooh, I caught the live." Yeah, I wasn't gonna do one tonight, but I was like, yeah, let me jump on here, and people, want to hear some knowledge and things, so why not? So Vanessa says, "Is the EIN linked to the social?" So those are separate, but they are linked through the IRS database. But once you create an EIN, it is its own entity. The social sponsors it to say that you are eligible to even get the EIN. Otherwise, if you are foreign or considered foreign, then you should be getting the 98 number, which many people have done. And then that is completely foreign, and you do not have to provide a social for that. As a matter of fact, if you tell them you have a social, they're going to deny you because, well, the foreign 98 is for truly foreign people. My culture. Yeah. I like to get on and kind of talk to the people. So thank you for appreciating that. Janine says, old passport expiring. How do I apply as a national? You're going to want to watch my recent live. All of my lives will always be recorded and always be on youtube.com/James C. Lovett. All the videos are there. Watch the 4-hour passport video. It seems like they're shadow banning that one because it got up to 8,000 views in like a couple of days, if even. And then now it's real chill. So, yeah, but go always, guys, if you want to see all my videos, go right to the main YouTube channel and click the lives, or else click the full video list, and it'll propagate all the videos. All right. So we've got a $2. So thank you for the donation from John Lewis. Any info if one has delinquent toll violations? Well, I would assume that you're driving. So that's probably how they were able to catch up to you. Not that I recommend not paying or cheating the system. As always, you can always ask them for remedy or options to pay off or settle and discharge the debt. That's probably going to be a more so of a state thing, probably either Pennsylvania or Illinois, because we know how those guys are. I mean, educational information only from your favorite non-belligerent, but you might be able to send them a 1099-C to discharge the debt. They might take a negotiable instrument. So But yeah, if it's not that much, I would just pay it and go on. But yeah, if you are in a binding situation, then ask them for remedy. By law, they have to always, every agency has to provide you with a way out. But you have to ask for a remedy. I'm asking for all of the remedy, all the options available to settle and discharge this matter or this debt. By law, they cannot have you in any scenario, any event where there's not a way out. All right, Zenzu says, let's get those likes up, people. Yeah, so right at about 8 o'clock, maybe 8:15, Fearless Floyd and his band of merry men and women should be on. Meanwhile, we're going to answer questions, and we're going to talk about everything that they have to offer and provide on their channel. And so you guys can ask trust questions, you guys can ask status questions, all that, and all of us will be answering your questions. Okay, well, as much as we can. So do not feel bad if you get missed. We will try to get to you if we can. To use a different name for a 498 number, like a spiritual name. So with this particular question, you can use your legitimate name. There could be a Shasta B in Canada and Lithuania, Atlantis, Lemuria, the outback of Australia. You could use your name. It's just a name. But if you want to, then yeah, why not? Yep. You can use a spiritual name. You can use your given name. You can use a private name. Now, one of the things I wanted to tell you guys, if you didn't see this, so this is the update to the right to travel. You need to create a trust and put your vehicle in that trust, in your physical paper trust. What you also need to do is go to your DMV and update them that the vehicle has been sold or transferred to that trust. If you're doing right to travel and you're following all the other videos that we've put out, that's when you would want to do that. Okay. Everything else we have is good. The one thing that we did come across is that each state has a legislative website. Hold on. Each state has a legislative website where, there you go, you're going to find something like this. Okay, obviously I know you can't see it. The lighting's bad in here. But you go to your state's legislative website, look up registration, taxation, and exemption of non-residents. And with our state, there are 3 requirements for you to travel privately as a non-resident. You create an affidavit on your own, get it notarized saying that you are no longer a resident of your state with your name and nor of the United States corporation. Doesn't mean you have to leave the state. Doesn't mean you still can't operate your normal things. You're just saying, while traveling privately in my personal conveyance, I'm to be considered a non-resident. Because remember, at one point in time, they made you prove that you were a resident in order for them to give you things, which means you prove that you were a federalized employee, federalized state employee of that particular state, that corporation. And so you're going to negate that. Doesn't mean you still can't handle your affairs. You're still the authorized agent of that all caps trust that the state issued. They're hiding a lot of your videos. Yeah, that's why I tell people. People are like, oh, I watched all your videos. You only got about 100. Yeah. Tie 9. But yeah, they're not going to always just promote all of them. You have to go to my main YouTube. If you want the information, you want to be educated, you got it. You have to go there and use it like a library. Yep, I see some questions on, thank you for that. Can you use the EIN on DMV forms? Well, let me tell you this. Can a corporation open up an account? Yeah. Now, I'm not going to tell you where all that is going to be beneficial. But what I will say is that if you are operating said company, is able to get a driver's license. Look at all the other companies out there that do. They've got fleets of cars in the company name. So, yes, a corporation can be treated as a person, and a person can be treated as a corporation. Cease and desist and injunctions. Yep, those are valuable. Remember, most of these agencies are corporations that are foreign. So if you send them a cease and desist, or you file for an injunction with the court, I don't want to do business with you. You've got that right. But remember, if you file an injunction with the police department or sheriff or whatever else, that means if you need them, you better have your own chitty chitty bang bang, because they're not going to want to help you out, because you've told them that you need to cease and desist and you don't want them there. Irregularities and deficiencies in their paperwork. Yes. Loopholes, remedies, legal rights, lawful rights. If you find them, those destroy the contract. And everything that they do is contract, because slavery is illegal. So that means if you can find where they messed up, it voids the contract. Can I repeat the email? The email is usnationalpassport@yahoo.com, or just go to blacksite32.com. I keep lots of silver on hand. Silver is fire for, silver and gold. I wouldn't tell anybody you have silver or gold at your crib, at the spot. But, get a safe and put that somewhere safe. It's also to sip on. Colloidal silver is good for various things. All right, so we got the first $5 appreciation. Thanks for what you do, James. I'm interested in hearing more about getting the 98 EIN for a trust versus one of your name. So the 98 number is for people who are foreign. Now, remember, you in your private capacity are actually foreign to the IRS. Okay. I know it seems weird, but legally you are in fact foreign. They bring you in and with the Social Security number and turn you into one of theirs, but you in your private capacity are actually foreign. Okay. Per the Supreme Court ruling, the United States, meaning the corporation, which is located in Washington, D.C., as the debtor under UCC 307? Yeah, I think it's 9-307, is foreign to you, or is foreign to the United States of America. So, but the IRS, they don't understand that information because they're not taught it. So I would suggest going back and watching my educational video on how to obtain the free foreign 98 number by James C. Lovett. And then whatever you do with it is on you, but that is the proper way to do it for somebody who's foreign. All right. 668B and C. I've heard of it, but I have not had time to look into all of that. So if you have any information, Tim, put it in the comment section, and share the info. All right, what do we got here? All right, whoa! I think this is the biggest donation to date. Wham! All right, Frog Dogs is from the nation of Calusa. Or is that Cal, USA? Probably Calusa. We thank all of you. So once again, we are a family here, guys. We are a family. All are wolves. I don't care if you're your totem is a sheep, a fairy, an alien, a blue donut, still a wolf donut. All right. So yes, thank you, Frog Dog, for that. Appreciate that. Let's give it up to our fellow wolf out there, or Wolf Frog Dog. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Do you have to authenticate the birth certificate in the same state you were born? Yes. Yes. That's an easy one. George, what's going on? I'm only here to learn things from this guy because I need to fine tune some things. I've been out of circulation for a while. Yeah. We'll drop some knowledge on you. I'm going to answer questions. There's Jesse. Is that my Jesse? Jesse, is that you? Jump. You should have got the link from Fearless Floyd. You're supposed to be actually in the video, on the live. You got 4 minutes, so put some clothes on, or at least a belt, and jump on in. You can, if you don't want to have the screen on, you can, just have your name up there. That's fine. We can keep you anonymous as long as it lets me do that. I think it does. Otherwise, just throw a smock on or something. Floyd says, I have a safe and a lot of guns. Nice. Now, if you remember, the key word there is lot. Now, if you have a lot, remember, they don't like their agents having too many. So make sure you place those firearms into the proper jurisdiction. Yeah, we had a Dash says, hi James, nice shirt. Oh, thank you. Thought it was kind of jazzy. Haven't worn this one in a while. Like the paisley. A hot mess says, what's up? What's up, some dude? Yeah, what's going on? How are you? How's everybody living? How are you feeling? Everybody send some love and appreciation to each other. How about that? Everybody start just comment, hey, I wish the person above me, I wish the person below me, positive energy and light. Let's get some positive energy going. Let's get away from this negativity. All right. So wish the whole crew in the viewing positive energy. Yes, Yesenia Wolf. Shalom. All right, King is in the house. The King is in the house. He said, let's get those likes up. Don't make me check the channel. I'm going to have to go over here and see where we're at. All right, we got 167 people watching concurrently and only 95 likes. Come on, let's get them likes up. Well, technically, we are all agents. I mean, I know regular agents watch mine. I actually know it's funny. I think I actually seen the DEA. I think they actually subscribe to me. I already know the Department of State watches and the other ones. It's all good. They're all friends and family because they're the ones keeping this nation safe. They're doing their job. Now, are there some crap with some of the agents? Yeah. Is there corruption there? Yeah. There's even corruption in the Boy Scouts. Wherever there's people, there's bound to be some of that BS. But remember, the moment we signed on as saying that we are U.S. citizens to the corporation versus United States of America, because those are two separate things, we all became agents. Oh. So yeah, we're all technically agents. I mean, otherwise, how would they be able to do anything to us? What about the application for regeneration fee exemption for the DOT? Every agency that charges a fee, they are really not supposed to. So you can ask them for a fee waiver. There should always be a fee waiver. You have to ask for the remedy. Stevius Maximus says, Bad Wolf, I will pray for George's older brother. Don't know what's going on with them, but everybody send some prayers, positive energy, even if you don't type it in there. I might have missed that comment. Sorry, there's so much going on. Oh, here we go. All right, everybody. So everybody who believes in the power of prayer, please send a positive energy prayer to George's older brother. Okay. All right. It says, all right, Jesse, it says they will need to connect their mic or cam before you can add them. Well, it won't let me add you without the, I mean, if you want, just turn the camera on, but you can put something over the camera so you can't see out. But yeah, the camera has to be on in order for me to link you in. That is a StreamYard thing. I can't even bypass that. How do you gain access to your trust? That's the $1 million question. We don't know. We know how to access it through discharging through one of the corporate entities, but directly, no. And even if I did know, I couldn't say it on here. Otherwise, the whole screen would go black, and last thing you'd see is somebody yanking me out of my chair, because that is the white elephant in the room. So for those people from this point forward, just know this: never ask me that question, because I don't know, and even if I did, I couldn't answer it on here. And anybody claiming online to answer that question, either they're lying or that information is going to be scrubbed. Let's just keep it real. All right. They don't want that information out there. And I totally understand why. Because if everybody knew how to access it the right way, who's going to want to work? And do you think the system can really handle everybody in the United States of America not working and knowing how to perfectly discharge all their stuff? Yeah, no, not so much. Sounds good when you want to do it or I want to do it, but think about it. If the guy at the gas station knows how to access his trust, is he going to want to work for $10 an hour? Nope. So now you don't have the guy at the gas station. What about the guy who delivers gas? He ain't going to want to haul gas and oil across the country for $70,000. So he ain't showing up, which means all the people at your grocery stores ain't showing up. Well, I would go on vacation. Guess what? Ain't no flight attendant who can discharge all their stuff perfectly and have access to whatever is in trust gonna be there. Nope, it ain't gonna happen. They will not ever let that information be well, let me say this correctly. When the system, here's my theory. When we have enough people that can have their daily lives automated by AI, I believe then they will open the trust up and everything will be credit based. There will be no paper money. Everybody will get like a monthly stipend that you'll never see. You'll just be able to, they'll say, the average person uses no more than $2,500 in food, and that's all you're going to be allotted. Unless you're buying food, you will not be able to use that bit. Everybody will be able to say, they'll say, average person can have a house or an apartment, and you'll have allocated money. Then they'll say the average person doesn't need to spend more than $50,000 a year unless special dispensation or something. So it'll all be that way at some point in time. But right now, no, they have to protect that secret. You guys have to understand, not everything is meant to be in the public, because that would be actually a private thing. Well, yeah, there's no such thing. Well, okay, well, there is lawful money, which would be gold and silver. What they provide you is credit and debit. Yeah, so Sandy, yeah. Nope. I mean, yeah, that's not me. Like I said, somehow I've become famous enough that people want to try to scam people with my any name, like I said. So anybody, it's like this. At best, if somebody reaches out to me, I may or may not have time. That's probably me if I don't answer. So But if you get something from me to you in one of the groups, it's out of the blue, it's not me. Okay. I'm going to tell you to go to Black Site 32 and use the email and only the email on Black Site 32. That's it. All right. So I see Jesse's in the green room. I'm going to bring him in a minute. Let's see here. James, I appreciate you. So, you know, so B Martin, thank you for the $9. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Like I said, I don't care if it's $1 or $5 or what, you know, whatever. It means a lot to me because it's yours and you're sharing what you worked for with me. Like I said, I still pick up change. I'm not that way. All right, we're going to bring Jesse in. Floyd and Ann might be on. We'll see where they're at. Probably still hung up. But meanwhile, we've got the man, the myth, the legend himself. Jesse, let's bring him on in. Jesse, can you hear me? Jess. Might have muted. All right, not ready to come in yet. But you're already in. So if you're muted and you're saying something, keep it that way. All right, let's see what we got here. So when the world goes digital ID, that will not include us, correct? Well, what? Not to go all biblical, but what does the Bible say? You know, that the world will be, everything will be in that mark of the beast. So you will be able to still navigate for a long time without something digital. But at some point in time, yep, they're going to find a way to rope us in because you're going to need food. You're going to need somewhere to eat. You're going to need whatever. And they're just going to rope us all in. That's why everything we're doing right now to wake people up is paramount, because otherwise, you know, we're going to all go quietly in the night along with all the rest of the sheep out there, the sheeple, because they don't even know how to fight or what's going on or how to resist or how to navigate. So Jesse, can you hear me now? Are you ready to chat?
Yeah, I believe I can hear you now. I don't know what's going on with my internet, and this program that you use is a little bit different than what I'm accustomed to, so you have to forgive me for taking a few minutes to get in here and get situated.
You're all good. Yeah, if you need a minute, go ahead. Otherwise, yeah, we're ready to welcome you in.
No, we're good. I'm ready.
All right. So first of all, I want to apologize for being busy. I know I haven't directly gotten back with you. I've been terribly busy. Even right now, I'm looking at my schedule and I've got like maybe an hour of lunch for the next 3 days. So, but at least I have you on here now. So
Right.
I'll get you one way or another.
So what's good with you, man? What you got going on?
Just, you know, trying to build this and trying to get the people what they're, you know, looking for. And I've been car shopping and trying to get that bought privately across the board. Been working on the right to travel, sewing up the last 1 or 2 spots where, you know, we didn't have things quite perfected for those people who want to overstep, we'll just say.
Right.
Everything's been pretty well. Last week I wasn't feeling too well. I caught like a bug or something and just was kind of like, you know, groggy and sinusy. Might be that little Ohio thing. I don't know.
Oh man.
But anybody near there, and we're not far from there, so even now I'm still way more congested than I usually am at this time of year. Normally this only happens during the summer, so something's definitely up. And but yeah, what's going on with you? And then if after that, then let the people know how they can get a hold of you, find you, and what you offer, and then so that way they can ask questions about what you got going on, brother.
Well, everybody knows that I'm the co-producer of the Fearless Floyd show, and we've got all kinds of stuff going on. Sometimes it's a little much for me to keep up with, to be honest with you. It's so much. We're just trying to expand, reach out to many people as possible, you know, try to help people with trust any way that we can. You know, sometimes we're spread a little thin, so, you know, you can only do so much, you know, and everybody needs help. You know, unfortunately, we all need help to some degree, and we're all on a pursuit of knowledge. and there's only so many of us, so you can only get so much. But we do our best, just like you do. At the end of the day, we all try to do what's right and do the best that we can. But aside from that, man, I'm trying to figure out how to perfect this knowledge and to, approach the correct people in equity and try to move into, what some people want to call the private. I just call it the removal of minor disabilities. Right. That's really what I call it, because private is really a part of the public, because there's a lot of people in the public who are trying to hide and be private. You see corporations doing it all the time. They have 2 or 3 different mailboxes and they hide behind PO boxes and stuff. So there's that level of privacy. And then when you move on to the other side, it's really not, I don't even look at it as that you have to try to hide anything anymore. The government acknowledges you as being the beneficial owner. It's your stuff. Now you have the right to be sued and you have the right to sue. Where before that, they can control with discretionary powers on whether or not they want to allow the suit to go through and set precedents. So it becomes a completely different ball game. It's not this, I have to hide everything and the government is not my friend. No, the government at that point becomes your protector. You become the principal. You're the principal of the matter. So why are you hiding from your servants? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to hide from them anymore. You hide from those who are at war, the enemies doing the enemy out there in the public. You hide things from them, not from the people who are sworn to take oaths to protect you. They work for you now. It's a completely different situation. So my idea of private is different in those regards than the way that most people put this construct in their mind, and they think that government's a bad thing. Once you do what you're supposed to do or do what ought to be done, they really are your ally and your friend, like it says in the Supreme Court, friends. So
right. Yeah, there's definitely some. One of the things I like to say is that we need to learn how to do commerce, and then we also need to separate our legal side and our private side, if you will, so that things that you want to do that you want to keep from everybody, because everybody should have their own privacy, you have over here. But when you're doing commerce, you learn how to do it the proper way with the various agencies, because when you do that, you won't have any problems as long as you know how to orchestrate between those different areas of your persona. So
right. You know how to act with that hat on properly.
Right.
Right.
Let me jump on this one question. So a hot mess says, James, is a protected individual status obtainable, or is it like the do not detain myth on the passport? So the passport, I have seen where the police screen does actually say do not detain. And in the old days, to get on the do not detain list was to send a letter to the Supreme Court, to one of the judges there, requesting to be placed on that list. So when you get a passport, when it's done properly, it is a do not detain list. But really, what it is, it's a different system than what the cops have, and so anything that's in that system, they only have access to see what's listed there. So it's not a true you're untouchable list, but it's a different list. Like going to Canada and say getting an ID there, they can run it here, but it's going to show them that you're not in their jurisdiction while using that ID for identification purposes. Now, the protected individual status, you can look
I'd like to give
that?
my take on that. I'd like to give my take on that on the passport when you get done.
Yeah. So the protected individual status, you can look up in international protected person on Cornell Law EDU and read those codes, and you'll see that most people will apply for that when they're in their proper standing. So Jess is going to give you his version on the passport process. So take it away.
All right. So we're going to call for all intents and purposes, minor disabilities MD from now on. Okay, so when we're
All right.
when we're dealing with MDs, just because you go down and you get a passport and you do all that process, do you believe that that automatically corrects the presumption of you still having MDs? Because you got to remember, what are the MDs attached to? They're attached to the minor estate, right? So yeah, in one respect, you have done the paperwork and gotten your your passport that labels you as this, but you haven't gone to the crux of where it all started and removed that minor presumption that's still sitting there. So basically what you've done is you've separated yourself from that, and you're a lone sovereign out there on the road, and that you're not under the protection of the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, right? Because you really haven't got them to recognize it inside of the municipal, because there's multiple jurisdictions here, right? You have territorial jurisdiction, you have municipal jurisdiction, and you have to get it all across the board. And those my MDs have to be removed from the estate to which that thing is attached to. So that's why I think that people who have passports, that's only part of the process. And
Right.
that's skipping all the way to the end, and skipping all of the things that you were supposed to do before you did that. So that's
Well,
my take on that.
yeah. So remember, even with the passport, it's still something that they issued you, and it still has your legal name on it. So you're placed into a different status, if you will, but it's definitely not the one-stop shop. They can't touch you. You're above the law by any means, like some people think. It is one part of many things that can or should be done if you're truly trying to separate yourself. But more so, it is learning how to operate in commerce, which is what all this is. It's we're inside of a trust doing business, and you have to learn how to do those things properly. So Dr. Bass says, Wolf, how can I get a land patent for our property? Depending on where you live, and I don't remember the other agency's name, maybe Jesse knows off the top, but I know the Land Management Bureau, they have a good chunk of all the original land patents. And I know that Ron Gibson, you can Google search him, or you can look up my video, James C. Lovett and Ron Gibson, and his phone number and his email are in there. You can contact him. But I know you can at least get the actual land patent itself from the Land Management Bureau. There's another agency, but I don't remember their name, that will have the other part of it. They only have most of the country, but not the whole country.
Well, you want me to tell you guys a secret? Would you like to know a secret of secrets? That the state already has perfected title. You have the what is it called? The marketable title. The state holds all good title indeed perfected on the private side, right? You have left that there and abandoned it when you turned your stuff into a warranty deed, because you never acknowledged the deed. All right, your signature is not on it. All right, so you don't have to go and get a land patent. They've already did it. They have to perfect the title already on the record. All you got to do is learn how to turn that title into good deed. And that's all I got to say about that.
Now, is that something you can help people with there, Jesse?
Well, I mean, you have to, you have to settle all the liens in the public, right? And you have to know how to make an equitable presence. And you also have to know how to do a letter of acknowledgement on these things, right? I follow a simple process called acknowledgement, receive, claim, surrender, right? And then redeemed, right? So all inside of there, it all works the same. When somebody somebody opens the door for you and you say thank you. Well, you've perfected the gift, right? It's the same thing. You always save all your receipts. It's all about accounting. It's about being accounted for, right? And putting these things all together in a nice little W4 sandwich, as they like to call it. I don't call it that, but we'll just call it that just to be funny here. And then learn how to present that to the right people. But you have to do it in an equitable manner. This is not a commercial remedy, right? This is equity. And it's not something that I could just explain to you, you know, in a couple of hours. It takes time to sit down and really digest it and understand why it works the way that it works. Because it doesn't make any sense to somebody who's just only knows how to operate in a commercial capacity. It's kind of like trying to tell them that, hey, that's not your name. It's going to take a while for you to wrap your mind around that one.
Right.
What do you mean it's not my name?
The reason why I kind of approached it that way is because I know that people are going to want to contact me and either explain, or they're going to ask more so how to get a hold of you to find out more information is what will transpire.
Right. Well, I'm all about trying to learn how to perfect the process. You know, I understand the principles of it, and I've done it to a certain degree. And I was a landman for some time and did oil and gas exploration, so I understand how to do research of title and deeds and things of that nature. And that's where I was really first exposed to the words grantor, settler, and all these things. And I just could never wrap my mind around what these words meant. And then I started learning trust, and now looking back on it, I'm like, oh, man, I should have been paying more attention to that. But I learned how to go down to the, you know, how to run title. How do you do that? You go down to the tax assessor office and you pull that big book out. If they have one, they've probably made everything digital now. But when I was doing it, it was still on paper. And you can go back 100 years, sometimes even further, to see who paid, who bought the land, who they sold it to, and then break down the rights all the way back. And number, but it's going to be on the private record. So there's a video that I watched, and I don't really remember what it is, but I will get a copy of it, where the gentleman was basically teaching people how to acknowledge the deed. And at first
Jess, you're cutting out, brother. Jess, can you hear me? If you can hear me, I can't hear you. All right. Well, I'll have to wait until he pops back in. All right. So, hot mess, James. Okay. What about your birth certificate actually being typed out in proper case and not capital case? Is there a specific meaning? You're familiar with capital, proper, lowercase. So each hospital, let me say this, each state can really print them how they want to do it. If it's truly a birth certificate and it's not in, and it's in lowercase lettering, okay? Because remember, there's all lower, there's upper and lower, and then there's all upper. Then typically what that means, it's weird because if the state issued you one with either all lower or upper and lower and not all caps, they might be trying to change something. There might have been a shift in the system somewhere. We don't know. But I would go as far as to say, go and get it authenticated. Get it authenticated properly and see what happens. See if they go if they still let it go through. If they're like, no, you don't need to authenticate it, that means there's been a shift somewhere in that state. So all right. So without further ado, normally the only man in the United States with sexier shirts than me. I thought this was going to be a sexy shirt off. Mr. Fearless Floyd. I'm going to give you time to go get a sexier shirt. I'm not going to even show people What you got on? Ah, you're just going to give up? All right. Well, I take the claim of Captain Sexy shirt. So without further ado, we are going to bring Fearless Floyd, the legend himself. So let's welcome Floyd on, everybody.
Hey kids, how y'all doing tonight? I want to thank James for inviting me on the show. Man, thank you for that, because I've had a very, very, very trying day today. And I just wasn't feeling it. I had to go walk out on my patio and kind of get a little serenity and play with my plants, because I'm doing a new spring planting. So yeah, thank you for that, man. You brought a little joy in my heart when I really needed it. So yeah. This is my boy's brand. This is Bobby Rock. This is Dragon Dirt.
Okay.
And it's a meal supplement that he actually makes. And Bobby's the drummer for Lita Ford, who, if you don't know who she is, she's the lead guitarist for the band Runaways with Joan Jett. So, yeah.
Okay.
We grew up together.
Yeah, I just actually picked up about 5 or 6 more plants from my jungle living room. It's actually their room. I just go in there to feed them when they give me permission. So,
right. Oh,
let's see.
Let me, before you get to that question,
yeah.
When your prior question, somebody asked about having your certificates of live birth in proper grammar and all caps, and I actually have both. I have one certificate of live birth that's in proper grammar, and I have another one that's in all caps. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any kind of rhyme or reason. I actually have contact with a person with the Department of Vital Statistics here in Texas. That, yeah, she called me yesterday. Yeah, called me yesterday about something that I'm doing with the birth certificate. So I've been able to kind of pick her brain about specific issues, and so that's where we're at. So yeah, I got a inside person I'm working on.
Inquiring minds are ready to know when you are available to share said information of sorts.
Right. Yep.
So Country Boy says, why does my Social Security card not have the red numbers on the back and say property of the U.S. government? Well,
it's not real.
Well, if you're sure you got it from them, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Unless I know they're starting to put on QR codes in the back. I've heard that recently. But to not have the red number and say property of the U.S. government, that's a new one for me. I cannot answer that with complete knowledge. So I don't know. Floyd, you guys got anything?
How old and when did you get the card? Is it recent, or is it something that you got back in the 70s or 80s?
Yeah. Yeah. Country Boy, let us know when you got that so that we can kind of help answer that question possibly a little bit better.
Wherever he is. Oh, he's that way.
He won the sexy shirt one time.
Yeah, he did.
He was prepared for war.
Hey, when dealing with these belligerents and combatants.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, Floyd. So once again, tell them about your YouTube channel, what all offers products, services that you and Jesse and Ann provide, so that either they can ask some questions now directly to you or get a hold of you, and how to get a hold of you. So make it hot, brother.
All right. I am Fearless Floyd. I have a website called thefearlessfloydshow.com, and I am the Fearless Floyd Show on every platform you probably utilize. If not, let me know so I can go put a placeholder in there and grab it. But if you want to reach me, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com. The main backbone of my platform is Telegram, so you can find me on there on Telegram as well. We are just creating a Patreon channel. Jesse's in charge of that, so we're getting that set up. If I hadn't had all my issues today, I would have my merchandise merged with my website, so hopefully we'll get that taken care of tomorrow. We have Trust Class coming up with Ann. I just uploaded a video I did with her, about a 20-minute video. If y'all want to go watch that, She talks about 2 cases that she has been working on for 2 people, one here in Fort Worth, Tarrant County, Texas, where she got the court under investigation and everything was totally wiped off the case, where it doesn't even exist, doesn't even show up when you go do a search in the clerk's office or anything like that. The other one shut down the IRS, so she is having some really good successes. But we have classes coming up. Go to thefearlessfloydshow.com and go to the classroom, or just scroll to the bottom of the homepage and check us out. We also do private consultations. If you need a trust, and I'm going to tell you guys, because I know you are experiencing the same thing I am. When you walk in your bank, there are no tellers. There's nobody sitting in the cubicles. The bank manager's running around like his head cut off. And for me, I walk in Wells Fargo at 4:30 on a Friday, and there's one teller, and that's it. One person in the entire bank. Yeah, it's a huge bank. And I'm like looking around going, well, this is nuts. So your traditional banks are not going to be banks anymore. They're going to be wealth management centers. And if you don't have any wealth or operate under a trust, you're not going to be talking to a private banker at the wealth management center. You're going to be under UBI, and you're not going to own anything, and you're going to like it, sadly.
What would you got?
Yeah. So, I encourage you, if you don't even use me or Ann or go to our classes or even watch our videos, I encourage everybody, go get you a trust. Don't get left behind. Don't be that person that contacts James or me or Ann or somebody else going, oh my God, I didn't set up a trust 6 months ago when you told me to. Now I need to set up a trust. And, we're too busy. We don't have time, and nobody's going to be able to babysit you, because now's your opportunity to do it before you get behind the 8 ball, like on your car payment, foreclosure, mortgage, rent, whatever, that we get contacted with. You guys never want to contact us beforehand. You're always up against the 8 ball, and it doesn't give us time to really evaluate your case and give you a proper diagnosis and prognosis of how you should proceed. Please, guys, go set up a trust. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do your beneficiaries a favor, and do that. I want to thank James again for inviting me on the show. I want to thank all his guests, subscribers. Hit that like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, leave a comment below for James. And thank you very much for having me on, brother.
All right. So now you guys know a little bit more about Floyd. If you haven't, now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
Exactly. Right.
So Napoleon Armstrong, I see you up there in the comments section. All right. Any updates on getting the 98 EIN? I followed the do-it-yourself. No, straightforward. I mean, I've had old ladies get 98 numbers. It's real straightforward. I mean, like I said, we made the video. If you haven't watched that video, do that. We laid it out. I can't even go into any more in-depth detail than you call them up on their number. Was it 267-94-1099 or something like that?
Won't do it.
But remember, that's for foreign
He told me.
peoples. But I can't make it any more simpler for you guys than that. So I would just say watch the video. If you feel that fits, then make it so.
Hey, James.
Yep.
So I called the IRS to get foreign EIN, and I had a really nice conversation with the lady. Sometimes they're really rude. Sometimes they'll hang up on you.
Right.
Sometimes they just won't give you what you asked for. They'll absolutely refuse you. Well, this lady was the nicest lady ever. She was telling me secrets and telling me all kinds of stuff. But one of the key points that she said was getting a foreign EIN is where it was created. Okay. So when they ask you where it was created, you say, not in here in America, at this address right here, 2125, whatever your foreign address is. And that's the secret to getting the foreign EIN. Also knowing if it's a family trust or if it's a living trust. Then I was working with her on my living trust. I convinced her to make me absolute trustee over it.
Nice.
And then I tried that again, and the lady hung the phone up on me. She goes, well, she may have done it, but I'm not going to do it. And then she hung up. I was
Yep.
like, oh, okay. So I was just trying to see what I could get away with. You know, an absolute trustee.
Okay. Floyd, you have someone. How can we set up a call with Floyd? Do you do calls, Floyd? Do you? How do you?
Yeah, well, my number's easy to find. All you gotta do is go to my website. You can call me, text me, email me. You can go to the website and do consultations if you'd like. My problem is I just don't have any free time. You know, just to give you a small snapshot of what my day looked like. My main healthcare provider back in January, because of the new marketplace, changed, and one of the I guess administrative assistants there in the office told me that my plan had changed and I wasn't covered by that doctor. And because of that, it caused me for the next several months to have to search out and find new doctors, get my prescriptions filled, get this referral, that referral. And then today I had some appointments coming up with my former doctor. So I was going to tell them, hey, you know, let me reschedule them. I was going to try to do the right thing. And then to come to find out, I've been covered this whole time. I never was not covered. Yeah. So I've been jumping through these hurdles, talking to doctors, marketplace. I mean, countless hours on the phone. And that's what my mornings get sped up doing, is talking to these people, or just be sitting there on hold for an hour, waiting to talk to these people. Before you know it, have my days burnt up because I'm dealing with all this other crap that has nothing to do with nothing. So I can't catch up. So I don't have any really free time like I used to be able to just kick it with you guys. And, cause I try to help everybody and at least point you in the right direction if I can't help you or don't have time. So that's the answer to that question. So, yeah.
All right, Floyd, we got another one. They want to know, when you create a trust, does that not put it under the jurisdiction of the government?
No, not if. How would you even do a government
Well,
trust?
when you say jurisdiction of the government, what government are we talking about? Are we talking about the self-governed? Or are we talking about the municipal government?
They're talking about the traditional government.
Well, you're always going to be under. You're not going to get away from being under the government. You have to become their friends. You can put it in a certain jurisdiction, but that's still government. I mean, come on, guys. You're never just going to get out from underneath the government. It's such a silly notion. It's like saying you're going to have to not breathe air.
Well, I think they're kind of, I may be wrong in the context that, like you have a LLC that's registered with the state, but you have a trust and it's not. It's a private. So they're kind of separate, and kind of similar, but separate.
Yeah, I think probably more so what they're saying is that because you can where you place the if you want to say domicile of the trust, so if you make a corporation U.S. trust, then it's U.S. But you can make say you can make like a foreign one, or just your own private one that's not registered. So.
But it still has to be governed. It's still governed by some laws, whether it's private laws or public laws. So being out from underneath government in the way that everybody's putting it, because everybody's trying to run from government. I don't want to be in the government's jurisdiction. It's not going to work that way. You're going to be in some jurisdiction that has something to do with government one way or the other, whether it's self-governed or whether they're governing over the matter at hand. There's just no way around that. That's my opinion on that.
Aren't you here hiding from the government? I'm kidding.
Hiding from anything.
Well, we're going to get shut down.
He's not here, I promise.
All right.
Hologram.
You'll have a public entity, and then you'll have your private living being. Natural life.
All right, let's see. So what do we have here?
You inspire me, Wolf. Much respect.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Is a foreign EIN having a domestic? I did think you meant domestic, but domestic address, aka foreign. Yeah. The parent company has to be located in a foreign country, but you can receive your mail here in the United States. That's how you do the 98. So yes. Napoleon says I will be calling them again tomorrow. I'm not sure if that was for you or I might have been talking to somebody. James, we did a SS5 update and they told us to direct any questions to the USCIS. We told them we were nationals. What do we do now to correct our status through the SSA? I mean, if they accepted your affidavit, that's pretty much it. I mean, remember, it's not so much. It's if you want to operate private or foreign, then what you want to really do is create a foreign entity. If it's going to be private, create a completely private one out of their books. If you want to use it and expose it to the public, then you would need to create something that you would use in that. And then from there, it would either be taxable or non-taxable or tax exempt. But yeah, you don't have to try to run around doing every single thing. Yeah, if they've accepted it, cool. If not, then that's fine. You know, just like Jesse was saying, some people are going to work with you and some aren't, you know, so you can't try to jam it down their throat. You do what you can do and then you move on. But at the end of the day, it's about learning how to move correctly in commerce. So don't try to make the straw man everything completely private because it is a public transmitting utility. Okay, so what you want to do is create a private utility, something separate, just like opening up a business. You're opening up a new way to do commerce, so create something to use that to run everything through. I wouldn't try to force the because they're only going to let you do so much, you know. So let's see. Somebody says, Michelin says, what do you think about toll road fees? I don't think anybody likes toll road fees, but if it's a private road or highway or whatever it is, they have the right because they built it. You know, only the public ones cannot be taxed. But yeah, they suck. You know, but they have to provide a way around not using them.
Right.
Or contact the company and, you know, see what remedies they have, you know, let them know. Maybe, you know, do you have anything for, you know, foreign people, dignitaries, diplomats, whatever? I don't know what all might fit. But if you can become any of those and they have a way to get around that, you know, you have to ask. You have to ask what they have available.
And they do send you a coupon.
Yeah, you got to ask for remedy. Everybody's like scared to call these people, scared to talk to them. You know, me, Floyd, whoever else, we have no problem. We'll call them up in a minute. You know, why not? That's what they're there for. I'm trying to get all my money's worth. I stay on the phone long enough to where they want to hang up on me because when I call, I'm ready for the whole day. Let's go. I'll waste your whole day getting some information out just to make sure it's right. So go ahead. You know. And we know people that when they call, they know them by first name.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I already know who they are before they even call. They see that number and they're like, "Oh, you got that?"
All right. So Loyalty Over Royalty says, greetings, Bad Wolf. I've been an avid viewer of yours and Fearless Floyd for years and have gotten great remedy and would like to thank you gentlemen sincerely. All right. So this is what we're talking about, you know, right here. So the stuff that we've gone through this, that's why we're showing you guys the road, but individual results may vary. Your individual understanding, perspective, or perception of the same information might be different. So, but what we're giving you guys are tools, and how you use the tools are up to you and what you use them for. Lawrence says, you'll need to do a FOIA with the SSA and see what they got. There's section in it that you can ask to be corrected under the Privacy Act. So yeah, if you guys know some good tips, things that you've done, you feel like you've vetted the information and they have worked as good remedies, feel free to put that in the comments. All right, Floyd, we've got a question for you here. Oh, whenever you're ready. It just says, James Floyd, have you ever read Invisible Contracts by George Mercier? I have heard of the book, but I know for me personally, I have not read it.
I haven't either. Sounds dangerous, though.
So I'll put it on my Amazon list.
Right?
Yeah, as long as you're asking questions, you're not making demands or trying to force something down their throat. Yeah, you can't get in trouble for asking. You make demands or you just try to force something, then yeah, because they're going to say that you're in breach and you're doing something wrong and you're trying to do it something illegal. So ask first. This one might be more so towards your way, Floyd.
Join your state assembly. Well, you should probably be careful about that. Joining the state assembly, you need to vet who they are and what they're all about and if they're effective. And actually, I got a comment today on my YouTube, my Anna Von Reitz video, one of them. Somebody who was going to they were trying to do their paperwork here with the Texas State Assembly, Anna Von Reitz's assembly, and they couldn't even get the coordinator to do their paperwork. So, yeah, please beware. I'm just going to give you my own opinion. Anna Von Reitz is a con. She's scamming everybody. She has a new thing out where she's trying to collect $200,000 in donations to send 6 people to the Vatican, negotiate with the Pope. So I did the numbers, did the math, and if you put 6 people up and you flew them first class, gave them $2,000 spending money for like 4 days, you're not even close to 200 grand.
Yeah. You already know.
Yeah. So, all right. So, state assemblies. We got something coming for you. We already have a du jour county. James and I will be releasing more information once we obtain something that we feel is worthy to present to you guys. So until that time, we're just going to keep telling you the same thing. We have a du jour county and we're ready to release a presentation. We'll present it to you.
Jazzy. Yes, this man speaks the truth. Mm-hmm. Sandy says, can we just return tickets to clerks as not accepting these? No, thank you. Can I sign that ticket without prejudice? I don't know what all tickets you're talking about. I assume probably just driving.
Traveling. We don't drive.
Well, they might have been driving. I don't drive. I haven't driven in years.
Right.
So not knowing if you're driving or traveling, if you're traveling and you've been traveling properly and you followed the information on my videos, then yes, I would return them, refuse UCC 1-308. But remember, the quick rundown is put your vehicle in a trust, transfer the trust with the DMV, close out your with the driver's license surrender form, everything. There's even vehicle registration closeout form. All those things need to really be done. Once you've done that, then yes, you can return them as such. If you're driving where you still have those things open, I would just pay the tickets and make sure you make your corrections and learn your lessons moving forward, because otherwise you still have a valid contract in place. That's what the driver's license is you have a valid contract and you cannot just ignore a contract.
Yep, that happened to me in Galveston. One of their city marshals decided he wanted to try to contract with my trust property. The executor doesn't negotiate with anybody to do any kind of contracting. So I had to take that piece of paper and act on the benefit of, and I do not accept that offer to contract. I do not consent to these proceedings by the trustee's name, the authorized representative, 1-3 UCC 1-308. All rights reserved without prejudice, without recourse. Right across the front of it in big red magic marker, sent all parties back with a copy of my title, which shows it is an exempt title, that the trust property is lawfully registered with the state as trust property. I sent them my certificate of my trust to show them that the trust does exist and it is lawful and valid, as well as some other ancillary documents. And that was well over a month ago. Haven't heard a thing back.
Yep. I can definitely tell you that people who have followed my step-by-step info on that, who have put theirs into a trust, especially, have had their stuff taken care of properly within the courts. Okay, with no damage or detriment to them or nor their property. Okay, so once again, it's all about knowing how to do commerce. They're trying to do business with you, and even though they're aggressive, like the person who won't take no for an answer at the bar or at the club, you can say no and return those things, but you must have all of your things in place. Otherwise, you are in violation of your agreement with them.
Absolutely.
Laura says, we're doing a name change in court to correct the appellation and rebut our being lost at sea. Any advice on what to say to the judge? Floyd, if you had anything, go ahead. Otherwise, I can jump on that one.
Yeah, I'll jump all over this one. I figured you. Okay, I don't know what jurisdiction you're in. I can only tell you my own experience here in Harris County, Houston, Texas. I've done two name changes personally. Here, the second one I did, which was August 18 months ago, it was on a Zoom. Basically what we do is we can create our own petition and our own decree. So you can pretty much write whatever you want. So I encourage anybody and everybody, if you want to do your name change, Harris County is the easiest, simplest. I'm not going to say it's the least expensive, but you can pretty much write whatever you want and you're going to get a judge to sign off on it. So let me explain that process to what that looks like. You're going to create your petition and your decree. You're going to upload those through the e-file online platform. And once they get it, they're going to assign you a civil action number. You're going to apply that to your birth certificate, and you're going to resubmit your birth certificate with your style and number of your case on it, and a government issued ID. Once they receive those, you're going to send your fingerprint cards off to the Texas Department of Public Safety with a money order to pay for them to do a check. They're going to send the cards to the FBI to get verified. Once that goes through and the court receives verification that you've done all of that, they're going to set a hearing date. The last time we did it was, like I said, 18 months ago. It was a Zoom hearing. They established a date. We logged on. They basically did a quick docket, hey, are you here? Yeah, we're here. All right, boom. And they put us on hold, adjudicated another case. They popped back on. Are you so-and-so? Yes. You're here to get your name changed? Yes. Why do you want to get your name changed? Honor my mother, my father, my creator, and correct the record. Granted, you have a nice day. That quick. That's what it looks like for a name change. Now, I do know, because I was going to do a name change for somebody in Florida. If you want to do a name change for somebody in Florida, you might as well go apply for the FBI, because it's about the same rigor standards an investigation for the information that you have to provide, because they want to know, where did you live for the last 20 years? Where have you worked for the last 20 years? I mean, it's just ridiculous, the amount of information they request just to do your name change. So it's going to be different in different jurisdictions. So I can only give you my own knowledge and my own experience, and I don't have any other jurisdictions to advise you. I can only tell you what I know, and that's what I know. The surrender form for the private side, The easiest way to do that is if whatever jurisdiction you're in, I'm here in Texas, it's a DL 174 form. You can go online, pull it up, or you can go to a DPS and get it. And I just took that form and recreated it and turned it into an affidavit. That's what works on the private side. And if you just use the DL 174, I would go do this in person. I would actually take them both in person, to be honest with you, and do them both there together. But that's how you do the public side and the private side. Use their form for the public side. You turn it into an affidavit and resubmit it for the private side. And that's the double-sided surrender for the driver's license.
All right, there we have it, good people. So Dee Dee says there's a book called Trade Secret Law. 2 days ago it was $6K to purchase, and now it's over $8K to purchase. Have you heard of this set of books? If so, what do you think? I have not heard. I will look it up, but I have not heard of that one.
No, Trade Secrets Law. Mm-mm. No.
Well, at least the ones I'm seeing on Amazon right now are not cheap, but they're cheaper than that.
Right. Hey, is anybody watching this? I just had one of my co-hosts hit me up on a private text that she just got 15 grand deposited into her account from the Treasury Direct and doesn't know where it came from.
It's a trap.
Yeah. Yep. I just had over 15K dropped into my bank account from SSA Treasury. Freaking out because there's no reason that I can think of for it to be deposited. Huh. Okay.
All right. Monica says, how did you guys get enough spunk to get on camera in the first place? It's harder than it looks, for real. Laughing out loud. I don't know. I just kind of did it. I don't know. For me, I'm a private person. In all honesty, most people who know me in real life are like, unless I've had a one or two to sip, I'm usually a pretty quiet, chill person. So I just like to help people. So I look at this as more or less like, I don't really care about being perfect or being, anything other than turn the camera on and I'm just going to tell you about my experience. So, but, does it, do we make it look kind of like, easy or, comfortable? Yeah, I guess that's just because we've done it enough at this point in time. And if you've got something to convey, you want to help people, you believe in something like we believe in, like the rights, that we should be having and the freedoms, then you just do it. You literally have to stand up. Remember, evil can only flourish when good men sit.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So we had to come out of the shadows and share what we knew to you guys so that you guys can carry the torch and, move forward with this as well.
Absolutely. My channel was originally supposed to be, about concerts and music and stuff like that. And I just threw a video up there about, my private journey, and that gained more traction. And there's just another one. And then I was like, whoa, it's okay. I guess people are interested in, hearing about what I'm doing. So I just kept on making videos and here I
am. Yeah. So for me, I started mine off doing business. I was trying to show everybody how to get their own business. I had done and known about what I now specialize in for years, but I didn't once think anybody was going to be interested in any of that stuff. So I was just like, well, let me show people how to make money. And I got like a couple of hits, couple of viewers. And then I talked about the passport just in one of my regular videos, and all of a sudden, everything jumped up. And then a private national on the East Coast seen my video and was like, hey, have you heard of the explanatory statement? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, here, check this out. And this is how you do the passport the proper way. And I was like, okay, send it over to me. So I just talked about that experience and everything skyrocketed from there. So I was like, well, I can easily talk about stuff I've got tons of years of experience on. So yeah, that's what got me here. Bride Seed says, I was born in Panama on a military base. Andrews, have the birth certificate with footprints and family history. How or do I need to authenticate it? That is a really interesting scenario.
So, okay. So you're actually a United States citizen born on a military base in Panama. So you have a certificate of birth record, I believe it's called, issued by the U.S. Department of State, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. You're already at the highest level.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do anything. I mean, you should be good as is because, well, and here's the fact of the matter. If you have it and it's got the footprints on it, that's definitely not a state issued one. So that's the Willy Wonka golden ticket. So don't do anything. Keep that one safe. And if you can do what you want to do, but I would try to get a copy of it just to have, a backup to use instead of your main one. I'm very protective over the ones with the feet print on there. So, but yeah, keep that one, if I had my choice, I would leave a bar of gold outside and hide that one under the mattress. So just keep it protected. So you're good to go. Well, if you can't be out here sipping and telling secret information, I ain't got no secret information. I mean, well, let me say this correctly. I don't, what things I do know, I don't share on this platform. Not something that can get you in trouble. Everything that we find, being serious is it's in the books. It's in books and it's on the internet. So, let's see what else we got. Floyd, if you see a question you want to jump on, go ahead. Otherwise,
I'm over here texting. Okay, I can do that. It's easier to answer it.
Yeah, if you see something you want to jump on, go ahead.
All right.
Here's one. Hot Mess has got one for you.
I don't drink.
Somebody asked if you drink.
Well, no, they're out there sipping.
Yeah. In that context. Yeah. Oh no. I don't even talk I don't even talk about this when I go out because nobody wants to listen when they're at the bar or the club or the restaurant or whatever. Everybody's just there for a good time. They don't want to hear any of this. Yeah,
it's too technical.
Yeah, people, they're already fuzzy-eyed and like, so what does that mean? What are you saying? Nah, that sounds like that sovereign citizen stuff. So I don't even bother. I just sip right along and have one. Oh, we got A6 in the house. What's up, 6?
Oh, all right, brother.
You want to jump on the show, Famo? Text me if you want to. I'll get you on.
Just send him a link.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's usually busy, but maybe it's free. So, yeah, I'll shoot him one.
He'll be free. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. He's been slacking lately. He's been in the shop, working on some master plans.
That's what I keep hearing. He's threatening us. I got some fire coming.
Got that fire. Spit hot fire. Yeah, he said hit me. There he goes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna email you on your 2 accounts that I have, so you'll be. He hasn't been on the show in a while.
I know. That's why I said bring him on.
All right, let me get the link over.
He's been MIA, period, for a while. Yeah, Monica, Harris County, petition and decree. And I have a template that we are working on because I'm doing one for somebody else right now. It's a time thing for me. Have I ever heard putting a CDL or driver's license into a trust? Yeah, you can do that, but you still don't own that driver's license or that driver's license number. That's all state issued and owned. CDL, if you want to get out there and play in the commercial world, you got to play by their rules. And could you claim in a trust any court cases one is involved in? Yes, you can. And yes, I've seen Pink Floyd live, as well as Brit Floyd. I actually worked that show. Actually listening to him today. The de jure county is Califas County in California. And you guys will get more information on that. Just know that the county and I'm going to say the mission statement and dogma is not about, it's not about me and James. It's not even about the person who founded it. This is about her children's children and our children's children, the future. That's what this is all about. It's creating a educational, athletic, intellectual, spiritual, emotional system to educate or indoctrinate the new children with a whole new way of living, a opposite of how we live now. Like, we don't want kids sitting in the house, on the couch playing with their little laptop games. They need to be learning. They need to be out there, chasing bugs and making mud pies and learning, chasing lightning bugs. Remember those?
Fun. Yeah, when there used to be. Do you remember, Floyd, back in the day when we go on a voyage across the states and the windshield used to be just covered with bugs?
Yep.
I tell people there's a difference between now and when we were kids, and the fact that the bugs are all gone, which, don't get me wrong, I hate bugs, especially all in the food and in the face and on the car. But that shows that the food chain has been tampered with, and it starts with the small things and ripples all the way up. Absolutely. So I see we have A6 in the green room, looking like a Jedi Knight. So I'm going to bring him on in 2 seconds. I want to answer 1 or 2 questions before I get my brother, my young cousin Jedi over here on. So Al says, I wear a size 12, but I could not make my own footprint. Just put your toes. Put your toes on there. You don't have to put the whole thing on there. Sean says, what would a person born in Washington, D.C. be considered? I think it's either a Washingtonian or they're starting to call you guys U.S. If you're born there, U.S. nationals. We have been working with people from there, getting them, because if you're a U.S. citizen, by law, you are also considered a national as well of the United States under 8 U.S.C. 1101 22B. So you can still rock the way we're doing things as well. You're entitled to that. Is there a difference between being born in the 13 colonies and the rest? Well, the original 13 colonies were, if I remember, Floyd, correct me if I'm wrong, but those are the de jure ones. And I believe the other ones from there were incorporated almost right out of the rip. So it's better, but not going to still get you a parade at this point. All right.
Weren't the 13 original colonies commonwealths?
I believe they all were commonwealth. I think Pennsylvania is still a commonwealth.
Yeah, absolutely. So is Virginia.
Okay.
I've been told that you don't have to have the birth certificate double authenticated if you were born in a commonwealth. That the commonwealth, the state level, is the equivalent to the federal government. Now, I can't confirm that. I haven't found the citation on it, but that's what I've been told.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And they say, Wolf Divine says, have you recorded non-UCC with the county before? I haven't. But yeah, there's a lot of, depending on your state, they're all a little bit different, but there's usually a tab that says you can click for a non-UCC to file. But I have not personally done it that particular way. So, all right, without further ado, it's time to bring on the A to the 6, grind to the time. Let's bring on young cousin Jedi Obi-Wan A6.
Yo, what's up?
Oh my God, look at him.
What's good?
What are you doing, hibernating?
Nah, just chilling, just got in, chilling up. What's up with y'all, man?
What's up? You sound like a little muffly. You've been a little sick or something, right?
Yeah,
nasal?
congested, allergies kicking my. I go through this every spring, so yeah, I've been trying to deal with that, but it's something that happens basically every year. But I got used to it. So
Okay.
what we discussing, man? I heard y'all talking about like teaching kids to camp or something like that. What's up with that?
That's the de jure county we're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. I think you mentioned that to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the individual who's responsible for this county has taken this land mass known as the county, and they're going from de facto corporation to de jure constitutional. So it's an unincorporated, so non-federal, non-state operated county, and that particular person wants to bring back traditional things and constitutional values and make sure that the children have what we had, and a different more security, more privacy, and then also to be taught how to operate in commerce the proper way, which is also aligns with what we're already doing. So we would have access to be able to say, okay, like this person's going to be in a position to even offer their own people, their own members, license plates that are going to be protected underneath said county. So a lot of positive changes. Now, it's not to say that there aren't other counties right now that are unincorporated,
right,
but most of them are all quiet, just sitting back, or they don't have, let's just say, the resources that this particular one has available. So as long as everything continues to stay on the path that it's going down, it will be very monumental. When we find out more, people will be able to join and basically have their statuses corrected right out of the rip without having to do so much rigmarole. So, but we have to get more info before we can break everything that we are privy to.
That sounds interesting, man. So, what about like in terms of gold and silver? Is that something that they're going to plan on using?
They already have. Okay, I don't know if you know who Eric Dingus is. Freedomfromslavery.com. If you want to check him out,
Yeah.
He's already affiliated with some groups that already have a currency system established with precious metals. Wow. They already have banks. They're already providing loans. So that is structured. Yeah, and what we're trying to do is like take that group over here, take this group over here, take our group over here, and commingling all these together and create our own community, because we're all trying to go to the same place. We're just different pathways. It's just, even the QAnon and Red Pill and MAGA group, all those people, they're doing the same thing. They're just trying to do it politically.
Yeah.
Right? Because they understand the tyranny. They get it. They know there's a U.S. Inc. They know that.
That's true. Only thing that bothers me about a lot of those MAGA people and stuff like that is they still like are clinging on to the election system or the voting system.
Right.
Like they still desperately cling to it. I'm like, yo, this is not going to be, I try to explain it to them and break it down, but they're like, yeah, well, it's better than not doing anything. I'm like, all right. But I get it though. I get it 100%.
Yeah. Just like when you run for president and you get in the primaries, you get a visit and you get taken in this room and they show you a video. They tell you, we're going to let you do the little things that you're out here on the campaign trail, telling them you're going to do. But when we tell you to do something, you're going to do it. Because if you don't, we're going to kill you in front of God and everybody and get away with it.
100%. I'm pretty sure you got to sign something too, because, you got to be involved with something like that, you got to opt in. Like they got to have you probably got to sign that shit in blood or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So these are the do's and don'ts of your job.
Right. You know, it's
Right.
it's always something. But yeah, it's very interesting to watch everything pan out, man. You know, this whole entire thing, people talking about Joe Biden and everything. I'm like, yo, I don't see. I can't predict the next step with the election, but it doesn't matter who's in office. You know what I mean? Certain things will be put in place. Yeah, I saw somebody. This lady perfected the micro stamping tattoo, which I plan on talking about that Sunday on my channel. But there's actually a tattoo, a micro stamping tattoo that she was showing off, and I think it was a company called Proteus, I think, that actually created the technology and brought it to fruition. But it's supposed to be a chip that's activated by your the acids or amino acids inside your gut or something like that actually activates it, and it turns your arms and your legs and limbs into extensions of like wires, basically. So you can use this technology to basically log in and sign into different things. You know what I mean? But yeah, she was showing the technology. I'm like, yo, this is, they really put a turbo boost on the way everything was going and the speed in which they're implementing things, man. Because I swear, just last year or like 2 years ago, it was still like a prototype. You know, they weren't actually, I know they had the ones in Sweden they were using for people in the office building, but it wasn't like to the point where now it's communicating with the enzymes in your body to actually allow you to access technology. You know what I mean? It was before, it was like, yo, you get an RFID implanted in your hand, and you know that RFID is actually going to wirelessly be able to, which is the same thing that the credit cards and stuff use now. It's the exact same technology. The touchless, the tap, you know, you just tap your card or hold it 2 inches away from the what is it, processor or whatever, and it'll transmit the payment. It's the exact same thing. You know what I mean? It's the RFID radio technology, radio frequency. What is it? Radio frequency.
ID.
So, yeah, ID. Right. That's it. It's all the same thing, but you can bet your bottom dollar. The way Whole Foods and all these other places are moving, this is going to be something that's implemented probably by next year, if not by the end of this year.
Well, look at what is it? Amazon. Those Amazon stores. You walk in, they read your retinal scan, and you don't have any cash on you. There's no cashier. You might have a person there to make sure everything is cool, but they literally showed it. They've got at least, I think, like 15 or 20, and it's a regular store. You walk in, it looks at your face, gets your eye scan. So already it's going to say, okay, we know who this person is. This verifies him. As soon as you look around or blink, boom, got that. And you can even wave your hand over a scanner if for some reason it doesn't pick you up, so that it can see your print. And it's going to basically, when you walk in, it's analyzing you. If you take something off the shelf, it charges your account, and it creates a mock account and says, oh, you bought this, this, and this. You can actually put the same products back on the shelf, and it will deduct you putting that back. And whatever you walk out with, it'll confirm by your visual features, your hand if needs being, and even recording your voice and going, we know that's the bad wolf. $15.99 for everything he took. Have a good day, Mr. Lovett.
Yep.
Already here. They already have it. It's already implemented. Not in every location, but these test locations, they're having people walk in and just do it to see how it runs. So it's already here. It's already here.
I did the Wal-Mart convention for all their top employees that shows all their future technology. And it's set up from display all the way to the other end where all the robots are. And as you walk through this, you're seeing the evolution of what the future is. They had driverless vans with suicide doors that had facing benches that were self-driving, all electric. And they had smaller ones that were for delivery. They had fixed wing delivery planes. They had a 6-propeller drone for delivery. When you got down to the automation area, they had robots that would go get the item off the shelf. They'd bring it over to the shipping area. It would laser it. A box cutter would cut a custom box for it for the packing to get it and drop it off ready to ship. Everything was totally automated. So all these Walmart employees from all over the country, all over the, I guess where all over the Walmarts are walking around checking all this stuff out. I'm looking around going, oh, you dumb people, because you're going to lose your job in 5 years.
Yep.
That's
what I tell people, man. I've been telling people that for the longest, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, I always tell my watchers and subscribers on my channel, like, yo, when I go get gas, I don't even use the self-checkout for gas. Like, yo, Royal Farms is not paying me to ring myself up for gas. Why the hell? I'm not getting the matter of fact, I'm paying more for gas now, and I'm the one doing it. I'm supposed to be doing the service of ringing myself up. Like, I just go to the far right of the counter. Like, look, I'm gonna keep supporting the actual humans doing this job until there's no motherfucking humans there no more to support. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just willingly start going to a machine to start doing stuff like that. Same thing for restaurants, not in restaurants, but grocery stores, like you said, self-checkouts. I don't rock with those, man. Not at all. And I was telling people, I actually told, I think it was my son, as a matter of fact, I told about this 2 weeks ago. Like, yo, when you go into let's say like a department store, let's say you go into Walmart or something, or not even Walmart, Target or whatever you guys have around the way. If they have because what they'll do now, they'll not have anybody working at the front, and they'll just have all self-checkout. But here's the thing. There's always somebody working in the back of the electronics section. And there's a lot of people don't know there's actually a cash register back there. Anything in the store you can pay for at that cash register. Then if there's nobody back there, customer service always has people in it. You can buy stuff over at customer service. Like, yo, just resist using the machines, man. Just utterly resist it. Slow that shit down. Make the employees actually a valuable part, man, because at this point, man, again, like Floyd said, robots are steadily but surely taking people's job. I was in Florida and I actually saw a waitress, or not even a waitress, but a waiter service where it was bringing the food out on a tray, like rolling the food out. And, you take your food off and it goes back in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, it's no matter how we look at it. See, once again, we've always been shown in movies what they're going to do before they do it. So as much as I love all of that, I guarantee you all of that, everything human based, other than things that you still want to have a human do for you, are going to be phased out with robots and AI. That's what they're doing. There's no stopping them at this point. There's not. It will be a cashless society, and we will eventually have like a monthly stipend with credits that we never even see. Cash will be gone. It'll be all AI. Whatever you order will be delivered by a robot, an AI. You'll be able to say, hey, like we can say Siri or Alexa or whatever right now, pay those bills, or they might even pay them for us and be like, oh yeah, all right, it's the first of the month. You want me to allocate, your $20 towards this and this and this? Yes, make that happen. Okay, these bills aren't going to be paid today. You do not have enough credits. And then it'll get to a point where they'll allot us a specific amount of say average person shouldn't eat more than $3,000 worth of food. Everybody have $3,000 of credits that can only be used towards food. Watch, it's going to happen. That's because that's
calories.
Yeah. When they start going, well, you've exceeded 5,000 calories for the last 3 days. Like, what? I'm hungry. You're gonna have to go to an AI who's gonna have to, and you're gonna have to convince it that you need to be fat. My body takes more calories than the average person. I need more food. We're gonna add $20 more to you. I need 100. Put 100 on there. Stop it. Play with me.
Yeah, man. It's definitely shit is about to get real interesting, man. Definitely. But all of this stuff that's happening, we got all these electric cars starting to really take over. Honda's about to do away with their Type R engine. If you guys aren't familiar with cars, the Type R engine is supposed to be Honda's performance engine. And it's basically a gasoline motor. But this is the last year they're switching over to a hybrid engine next. So they're about to do away with their gasoline engine. Like these regular companies that made these cars, gasoline cars for all this time, are all switching over to hybrid. I'm watching it happen right in front of me, man. You know,
Yep.
that's what's going on.
Well, the whole thing with that too is that then they're going to be able to just shut your vehicle off. They're going to be able to track your vehicle. But the whole thing is eventually it's going to get to all vehicles, unless they're luxury and expensive, it'll be everything will be automated. Automated vehicles come and pick you up and just take you where you want to go, and then you don't own anything. You know what I mean? You can control it.
Have y'all been in a Tesla?
No, I haven't been in one. No,
I haven't been in it. I've seen it.
Oh, dude, those are computers on wheels. Okay.
Yeah.
Your Tesla will lock you in the car and drive you to the police station.
Fuck that. You have a warrant.
Where? What? Hey.
You have a warrant. Please.
Right? I mean, think about it. All they got to do is
we take you to the nearest law enforcement division.
yeah. Imagine them calling Tesla. Are you aiding and abetting a felon?
Right. Like, yo, what is happening right now, bro? Crazy, bro. Hey, no, thank you, man. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I had to get a moped for all that. I'm be the only asshole with a moped and no plate traveling on a moped, looking like an idiot. You know what I mean? But hey, desperate times, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna get real crazy.
Yeah, but this is why we need we got to stick together, man, because we're gonna have to definitely, as these times change, we're gonna have to adapt and we're gonna have to move around a certain way. So that's why it's very important to stay in touch, man. Keep in touch with people who are like-minded, people who are intelligent enough to understand how the system functions and who know how to basically maneuver within it and around it. Trying to apply your rights in order to keep exercising them while everything is slowly gearing towards taking them away individually. What couldn't be taken away with statutes and codes is being taken away with lifestyle changes. You know what I'm saying? So it's even down to in schools, them no longer teaching children how to write in cursive. They're literally teaching children not to know how to sign their goddamn names, bro. So that's a whole other thing. It's slowly starting to change, man. And the pieces are already put in place. Things are starting to come to the surface. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the way they want it. So everything is compartmentalized and fits into their agenda. And so if they can't do it in one way, there's more than one way to win the war. You can walk in and a bogard, somebody's country. Hey, we're just here taking over everything. Or you can do it financially, or you can do it educationally, or you can disrupt everything that they got going on internally. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. There's lots of ways to win.
Yep.
You can't destroy the fortress, poison the water well. So you're gonna play one way or another.
100%. But yo, listen, fellas, my phone is about to die. That's it for me for the night, man. Y'all be good. Thank y'all so much for having me on. I will see you guys this Sunday, man. Hope to have both of you guys there and anybody watching as well.
Well, Six, let them know where they can find you at, Pimpin'. Maybe some people aren't new here.
I am on A-6_grind time. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. If you want to find me on Instagram, A6_grind_time. And I'll be posting madness on there as well. But I try to do my shows at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who aren't subscribed, you can go ahead and jump on the channel and subscribe. Usually we have some pretty good speakers on there, guys who jump in and drop their, I don't even call it 2 cents. I usually call it a whole goddamn paycheck worth of information, because you just never know who will be dropping it. We had Jonah Bay on about 4 weeks ago, for those of you familiar with Jonah Bay. I'm trying to get some other heavy hitters on there, as well as, whenever Wolf and Floyd want to jump on, it's always a pleasure. But yeah, we dropped some hard-hitting information on there, man. So I'll be glad to have all you guys on.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. You guys want to go over, hit that man's bell, like, subscribe. I know I have. He's got great information, and he's got a lot of good guests on, and different and interesting perspectives than the average person because he is initiated, and we are initiated, aren't we, A6?
Yes, indeed. And you know this, man.
All right, brother.
Good.
Well, we appreciate you stopping through. So support my man's over here. And 6, we will talk to you guys. Talk to you later.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, brother.
All right,
Good
brother.
night.
Yep.
Man, I love him. What a good soul.
Yeah. Another awesome person, and definitely, you know, has been he's lived the experience. You know, it's not easy to live this life and to do what we do because, you know, they're going to push back, and we have to be right on what we're doing before we can, you know, even bring it to you guys, you know. And even for us, there's still going to be times where they're going to want to test us because that is just the system.
Yep.
You
Absolutely.
know. So let's see here. Let's jump and see if we got any comments here. Greetings. Just chime in and new to your channel. We'll watch the replay. Duke,
Welcome.
you are more than welcome here. This is Fearless Floyd. Also, he's got the Fearless Floyd show. He's got his channel. The guy who just got off was A-6 grind time. And thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, ladies, according to my YouTube, you guys are slacking. So let's get those likes and get some subscribes in there. Oh, speaking of subscribes, we just hit, as of today, 45,070 subscribers.
Awesome.
It seems like it's dragging the closer we get to 50. I swear it's like they're shadow banning or something. It's like I'm right there. Just give it to me. But
make you work.
Gotta make you work. So, but yeah, we're getting there. So thank each and every one of you guys out there who have subscribed. If you haven't done so, do that now. Also jump over on Fearless Floyd. Support the people who are doing the real work. You know, we're not out here being gurus and putting out crap information. We live this life. We stand on what we do. This is our everyday. This isn't part-time, you know, where we're just kind of, I seen it once and I stole it from somebody else's channel. I'm going to show it for you guys to get links, you know. So anything you guys can do, sharing the word, spread the word, likes, subscribe, any of that is always welcome. And especially if you guys have found value, and you guys will always know this about me. I will always stand in good character, and I will always provide people who have, like Floyd and whoever else, who provide a service or who have a service and they have good character, good moral compass. And that's how we vet that kind of stuff, you know, just to make sure that we're not bringing on people or whoever else we're just trying to scam or scummy or whatever else. You know, we're trying to build a network of like-minded, like-visioned things. And you know what? If we happen to disagree, we can disagree and still be friends, because we always have, you know, differences of opinions or understanding, perceptions, and experiences. And even me and even 6, you know, we had a difference on some codes, and we sat down and we just researched it and came to a truth, you know. And it doesn't matter who was right or wrong. It was we came to a truth. And if we ever happen to not, then okay, we can agree to disagree and still be cool, you know. And that's how it should be with everybody. You don't always have to be, you can be right from your perspective, be willing to hear somebody else's sides. Ask them to show you, to vet why you feel this is the way it is. If you truly care about the person, you truly care about the work, and you're truly out here for knowledge, not being right, okay, then go where the truth is. All right. So there we got some info on Fearless Floyd. DB Bay says, I hit the like button and I am also subscribed to your channel, but you have not answered any of my questions. All right, DB, go ahead and answer your ask your question, and I will specifically answer yours. You got to remember, there are 225 people and asking questions, and they just fly by, so I can only catch what I can see. So go ahead. And I will wait for yours. I mean, I'll still answer some questions along the way, but all right, we got some love for Fearless Floyd. I'm gonna pop that up. Even one of my consultations today, they had mentioned how they appreciate Fearless Floyd and how they've used his information and appreciate him. So that is very awesome.
Yeah, if I can just help one person every day, that's it. I'm good. Just
Right.
one. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to the comments, which normally I don't do, and look for DB Bay. Okay, here's one of the comments. In some states, anyone with a garden will have to register that garden. All right, it's not really a question, but yes. But once again, there's a lot behind that because you're looking at your house as being your house. It's really operated, from my perspective, in your strawman's trust, which is a state issue thing. And so you don't have the ability to do that. You're under contract. You know, you guys have to look at where everything starts. You know, you see a what is it, like a sequoia or a redwood tree, and it's this big gargantuan thing, and you worry about how are we going to move this? If it falls, it's going to do that. Well, remember that tree started off as a seed. You have to look at everything's beginning. There was a point in time where they did not have any of that control. You registered your property. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking smack because I did mine too, and that's since been remedied. But at one point in time, it wasn't theirs. Remember, they asked you to prove residency so you could drive, so you can get a bank account, all these things. That residency was to reside in. Residence. Reside in. You convinced them that you were in their paper maritime corporation jurisdiction. So, all right, Bay, here's one of yours, I think, that you were asking. I was born on an Army base and also have a military-issued birth certificate with the fingerprint. Oh, we already answered that one. Yeah, we did that one a while ago. So I haven't seen anything new from you. So I did answer your question. But, yeah, you don't need to do anything. You've got the good one. Actually, me and Floyd answered that one. But, yeah, there is a... No, you don't need to authenticate it. It's already good. Now, if you feel like you want to get it authenticated on the federal level just to sleep better, yeah, go ahead and do it. Ain't going to cost you anything. But don't be surprised if potentially they say, well, it's already in the proper jurisdiction. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this specifically. If it says birth certificate on there and you've got feed prints on there because it has birth certificate instead of birth record, go and get it authenticated and let me know what happens. And then I will make a show on it. I will use that information to update my database because that is a very unique scenario, and authenticating is almost never going to hurt anything. So, yes, get it authenticated on the federal level because you can't do it on the state. The state's going to say it's not ours. We can't do it.
Yeah.
So the only one who can do it is going to be the Fed level. Yeah. You'd agree, Floyd?
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that they're going to hit a dead end, but, try anyway, just because we don't know anybody who's tried it. So we're going to learn from your experience because I do know somebody who has one from Okinawa, who was born on a military base. And that would have probably been one of their first steps because I know their late brother took that step to get the double authentication. So I don't know, but yeah, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that for me is that when you guys do these things and you guys, I have two types of people. The people who do stuff, take the information, and then I never hear from them again. So I don't know how that specific scenario to add to my mental database. Or I've got the ones who, do the things and then get back to me. And then that's how I'm able to answer your questions, because a lot of these questions you guys are asking, I have not been through, and I don't plan to go through all of them. Thank you, God. So for me, it is you're providing information that I can add to my database to help other people. You know what I mean? So yeah, by all means, go get it done and let me know.
Hey, Wolfie. Can I comment on this here? So a lot of people, they mistake certain birth certificates for other birth certificates because of the names are so, so close to each other.
Right.
There's the certificate of birth is issued by the hospital with little footprints on it, and it's an heirloom document. Now, not everybody gets those because some people are born on military bases. But if you were born in one of the several states, most likely there was some certificate of that nature issued on your behalf. Now, that document only would get, if it was to be authenticated, would only be on the state level to certify that the seal on there is true and correct. Okay? So that for purposes of later down the road when you're going to make a claim as the heir apparent, right? Now, their hospital also creates another form, and normally it's called the original birth record, right? Yeah. And that form is submitted to the county, and then the county, after 2 weeks, it submits a copy of that and the other certificates that were created in that event that people don't know about to the state. So when he said he has original birth record with the footprints on it, he's actually saying that he has the original record. And then they created the birth certificate from that. So he's got the goods.
See, that's what I was saying.
For all intents and purposes, he has the goods. He just needs to know what to do with it.
Yep, I would agree. Yeah, so thank you for that. Like I said, so it's always good. That's one of the reasons why I have like an open forum, is because then that way we can hear different perspectives, and in this case we all kind of matched up. But yeah, like I said, so don't be surprised if they say it's already in the right jurisdiction. I've had people get told that. They're like, yeah, I've had them say we don't double authenticate. I've had people get it authenticated on all 3 levels. So, see what they say and get back. But, if you got that, see, the state issued birth certificate is not going to have all of the original information, like your birth, weight, time, mom, dad signature, doctor signature. That's why they call it the long form. It usually has all the goody goods on it. So if you have the feet print and all the other jazz on there, that's as good as it gets. That is the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Yeah, that is the MCO for all intents and purposes on your principle of it.
All right, let's see what other questions we've got here.
I didn't get to see that.
Free G
Thursday.
says, same here, James. They usually disappear after they get the info they want. Often it's incomplete information because there is more to discuss as they move forward. Yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, I don't want to be blown up with every single thing you're doing every day, but if you make a success and using the information, or you did something on your own, yeah, feel free to share it. But remember, when it comes to certain financial prospects, I personally shy away from them. I don't mind getting the information, and that you've been successful, but keep in mind that is where they specifically, guess how honest should I be about this? They specifically will pay attention to those areas if certain individuals do that stuff more than others. So let's break it down to brass tacks. Some of you guys might do some wild processes with the 1099s, this and that, that some of which I've seen I don't agree with, some of which are the right way. But let's say I pop one in. Oh, guess what? Mine's not going through. Let's just put it out there, okay? So they will sit back and let you guys do some of these processes not right, because it's going to generate the money, and they can't. And in some cases, they can't catch everybody. I've heard of people. I've literally run with people who've done some of these things, and 3 or 4 years later, they get popped. Why? Because they didn't do it the right way. Now, is there some remedy in there? Yes, but at the same time, if you're not sure about a form and you're using it to get money from the system, that is where they can bank you. Call that agency and ask them, is this the proper way to fill it out? If it takes you all day, one day, usually it's only an hour or 2 or 3, but if it takes you that time to get the right answer, then do it. It is way better than having court cases and people knocking on your door and you, being locked up on something over something stupid. Because Lord knows, I'll be honest with you, I was nearly there. That's one of the reasons why I stay away from those processes. If you haven't noticed, my channel doesn't do almost anything financial because, these people don't play with that kind of stuff. I've seen it. I've sat in groups with people next to me doing the same things that we're being taught by some guru who didn't know what the F they were doing, and left of me did it, gone, right of me did it, gone. And I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm done. And once I was in the clear, I was like, I am not messing around with stuff unless I know exactly what it is. So I will call these places if there's something I want to do. If I feel so strongly, you know what? And even if 100 people get away with it and I call them, they're like, yeah, I wouldn't fill it out that way. And even if they're wrong, I am not doing it. I will always side on the air of caution, period.
Right.
So, now what you guys do, that's on you. Have at it. But vet your information, vet the person you're getting it from. And if you're watching their videos and they don't have, if they're telling you can use this to buy the world, and yet they don't look like they've got a mansion behind them, they don't have no proof, here it is, step by step, not pay. Here's how you kind of do it. And then pay me this to talk to me, pay me this to, then you're probably being taken for a ride. And from my experience as somebody who's been scammed. Okay. So just be careful on what you're doing out there. All right. Let's see what else we have here in the comment section. Anything you want to bring up, Floyd, just in general?
I've just been trying to keep up with everybody on these birth certificates and certificates of live birth. When you actually look at your, when you come from the hospital, due to the Towner Shepherd Maternity Act of 1921, where you're required to register your birth with the county or parish, if you're in Louisiana, you have a hospital birth certificate, and then that goes to the county and the city incorporated and to the state. But in that trail, there's various titles that they use for these instruments. I have a certificate of vital record, which is a landscape version, what they call a short form of my certificate of live birth, but it's called a certificate of vital record. And then I have certificate of live births, and then there are certificates of births. So make sure that you understand or comprehend or can attach a title to the instrument that you have in your hand, and don't just assume that it's a certificate of live birth or a certificate of birth or a birth certificate. Make sure you know what you have in your hand and know how to utilize it properly. Let's see. MCOs, manufacturer certificate of origin. And I'll just address that because I've seen that pop up a couple times in here. If you did not get your vehicle brand spanking new from the dealership, more likely than not, you're never going to be able to get the original manufacturer certificate of origin, MCO. If you do happenstance to purchase a vehicle, cash or financing, brand new from the dealership, the first thing out of your mouth, I'm not registering the vehicle in this state. I'm exporting it. And that's all you need to say. Nothing more, nothing less. That's going to save you tax. Well, you'll probably still have to pay tax, but your titles and licensing, you won't need to pay any of that, because when you do that, they're going to give you the MCO, and they're going to expect you to take it to wherever you want, exporting it and register it with that jurisdiction. So when you get to that jurisdiction, they're going to ask you for the MCO, and they're going to trade you the MCO for the registered title. So that's how that works. I've tried to retrace my MCO, and I've had no luck. And I even have the window sticker, the bill of sale, everything from the previous owner. So that's on the
You
MCO.
have to get the previous owner to make the request on your behalf.
I couldn't even do that. I tried. I called the dealership. I mean, yeah, I ran it down as far as I could.
Well, it's okay once you put it in the trust name.
Yeah. Once you do all that, yeah, you're good.
And then you give the title back to them.
Right. Well, some people want that, Willy Wonka ticket, right?
Yes, sir. Who doesn't want to see the man himself?
Yeah, exactly. They want to be able to hold the curtain.
You want to reserve the use of from the beneficial interest.
Is the BC embossed stamped? The one from the hospital, I believe, has a raised seal on it. The ones that you receive from here in the state of Texas do not have any type of embossing on them. Is it advised to get your certificate of live birth authenticated? Yes.
But beneficial owner.
But what?
That's beneficial owner.
As beneficial owner.
Yes. What is the form called for the federal level?
For?
To have it authenticated.
DS 4194.
Okay, so at the bottom of that form where you sign it, okay, it needs to be with byline, last name, period, first name, middle name, comma, beneficial owner. You have to designate who it's for. They don't attach securities to it. It's just open. It has no, you have to add this substance to it.
Okay.
So
Robert Santa Steven, you want to talk to me some more about Anna? Yeah, just email me or hit me up in Telegram, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com, the Fearless Floyd Show on Telegram, DM me, and we talk all about Anna. I mean, what a great scam she's pulling off. $200K in one lick. I mean, I guess if you're going to go to bat, you might as well try to get your grand slam. Unbelievable.
Monica says, delete laws could use your help. I'm going to recommend him to you guys. Talking about the YouTube guy, or are you talking about somebody in the chat or somewhere else? Either way, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can send them. We're always willing to share some knowledge.
All right. Yeah, they're talking about the 1099A and C and W4 sandwich process works if you prepare your documents right. Yeah. I mean, I see some flukes, some one-offs. I don't see anybody consistently doing it time after time after time after time. And I'll give you a great example. Okay. When you walk in any convenience store, okay, and you go to the counter and you put your Milky Way up there and they say, okay, I want $1.99, and you either pull out a debit card or you pull out some Federal Reserve notes. That works every time. It's not a fluke. So that's what I'm looking for with the 1099A, 1099C, W4, whatever process is out there, that it worked effectively every time. Doesn't matter who does it. You can walk outside the store and find a 3-year-old kid and hand him a $1 bill, send him in the store to buy some bubble gum, and guess what? He's going to succeed. So
Yeah, so the sandwich, I haven't even begun to sit down and look at that. The 1099s, yes, I've called the IRS. They've informed me on how they want them to be used. Does that mean that they can be used on how other people are using them? There might be some gray area in there. But the claims that certain people are using, I cannot stand on that. I'm not saying that they are 100% wrong. I'm just saying that if you play in the gray area, then, you know, you might get the, you know, benefits and privileges of being in the gray area. I like to stay in the light with everything, and I don't want anything to kind of skim through. I got lucky. I don't want a technicality. No, it needs to be time tested and proven, just like Floyd was saying. So yeah, there are proper ways to use a 1099A and 1099C. I already talked about those in the videos. Could the government be lying about how to use those? Yeah, sure. They very well could be. But am I going to risk it? Nah. Nope. If the low-level functionary says this is the best way and the only way he knows, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to risk trying to do something. I mean, you know, no. You know, you have to understand that in most scenarios, you are the creditor. Okay. A lot of times we don't understand the position that we're in, and that we're sometimes signing over certain instruments to certain places and going, and still yet the creditor, but they're taking credit for that. And so, yeah, there are many scenarios where if you're sending any place funds, you are the creditor. You're getting a service, but you are providing the credit. And so you can use that. And so as a creditor, that comes with certain rights and things. And the 1099A, 1099C can be used correctly in those scenarios. All right. But that's typically where you're getting money back, or where you've already paid credit, if you will, excuse me. And, but all I can say is the proof is in the pudding. If I tell you I can buy anything in the world, but, you know, I don't look like and I don't have any proof of it, then, you know, I'm sorry. I'm from the show me state, where I've seen people on the streets here where they've bought in TVs in the box that looked like it was sealed, and they opened it up, it was nothing but cinder blocks. All right. You know, so open it up, take a look, vet it before doing anything. Don't just trust anybody. I don't even care if it's my work. Vet my work, because you know what? My work can stand on being time tested and proven by all the scientific methods. I've been doing this stuff since I was 9 years old. I'm not just jumping on the scene out of nowhere and suddenly coming up with a process and then say, hey, we got to do this. And then I've got nothing to show for it, you know? So just vet the information, guys. Vet the person, you know, call the agency. Hey, I've been hearing about this W-4 process. Is this the thing? Oh, no, it's not. I can get into trouble for doing that. Okay. Well, then let me ask you, how would I do this the proper way? Boom. How do I discharge this? How do I, appropriately submit information? What are all the forms I need if this is what I'm trying to do? Mm-hmm. You know, don't be afraid to ask. Let's see. Tia says, I need a consultation tomorrow when you're available. I am booked up probably till Monday at this point in time. The only spot I might have available, which comes at the accelerated rate, would be Sunday afternoon. That's pretty much where I'm at. It has been a crazy week. This is the 1 week I was going to try to have less work because I got family stuff to do. And everybody booked up every single moment. Just this 1 week is the most full week I've ever had since I've been doing any of this.
Wow.
So nothing until Monday.
And that sucks. When we try to put aside some personal time, something else just runs right over it. I swear. Yeah.
And then the personal time I do have, I am not going to make any exceptions for it. I just can't. Not going to do that.
Nope. He will not.
No. Non-negotiable is stamped on that stuff.
Okay, go have fun.
Okay, bye. James, can you please answer my 3 questions? Well, I will try to go back through and see what we got here. Like I said,
Yeah, he had one that I saw.
you guys got to remember, I don't. It's as I see your question.
Right.
What is the best incorporated bank to set up a 508 special needs trust, guys? Okay, that got a little squirrely there at the end, but any bank to set up a 508, well, almost any of them. I best bank, that sounds like an oxymoron to me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, are there any?
But that's like a good lawyer. I don't.
Right.
And I don't even know.
I see two things wrong with that. For one, it's a 508, which is a statutory entity, and then you have a trust. So it looks like you're trying to mix public and private to me. I would set up the 508 and then stick it under my trust.
Yeah, man, maybe that's what she was asking, just didn't word it properly. I mean, I'll tell you this, I would like to see you stay away from Smells Wargo. And then,
I'll tell you what, really out of the top 4 tier 1 banks who I really don't hear anything about is HCBC.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I haven't had any problems really with, and I don't even know if you have these where you're at, but BMO Harris, they're out of Canada. They're not bad. That's who I'm with now. They still comply with all the normal stuff, which is what they have to do, but I haven't heard anything bad about them being difficult. But in general, yeah. Other than Smells, I just have a vendetta against those. I almost said some words I shouldn't be saying on here, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, a bank is a bank is a bank. I mean, I would try to lean towards a credit union if you feel that way towards many banks before. Right. Your local credit union is going to be the most love you're going to get from any of these financial institutions, hands down.
Right. And if you can find one that's not like a chain credit union where they have gazillion locations, more of a mom and pop or more of a smaller community oriented, because they'll work with you more.
Yeah. Rusty says, I talked with Ron Gibson, working on the land pad, and got certified copies of the originals, and then went on to get the title search. Yep, chain of title. He's not returning calls or emails to finish the process. So remember, Ron is an older guy, and though he is in really good health, he's not the best health, and so he's going to move at slower motion. So I know this is probably going to suck, but I only have the same actual access that you guys have. He literally gave you guys his direct cell phone number and email. So I would just, put in bold letters, hey, Ron, this is Rusty Smith. I just want to finish the process. And then, you guys here, and here's one of the things, no offense to anybody. We do this out of the love for the work and for you guys, but it is really, really nice to just get hey, I hope everything is going good for you. How are you guys doing today? And I know in your case, you might have paid him, so I know it's a little bit different, but still yet, hey, I'm just checking on your health. Are you guys good? Right. Do you need anything? I can't offer much, but just, a little human compassion goes a long way. So I wouldn't freak out. He's older and he's got family stuff to deal with too, and his own personal health. So I would just send an email and a call and just say, hey, can you return this when you get a chance? Because I get 200 emails a day and I've been trying to keep up with them, but you know where I'm at now? I'm going to not try to keep up with all of them. I can't do it. It gets old not hearing people say, hey, I appreciate you. How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing it for free. I could easily say, you want to talk? Book a consultation. You know what I mean? And and if that was the case, I'd be booked up for the next couple of months. I literally 200 emails a day times 7 days a week. Okay. And I've been answering them, but I can't do it all the time. And it's for free. It's for the love of it. But I don't want to get to a point where I get tired truly of answering all emails. and answering questions. And you know what? I'm gonna be real with you guys. Ain't a whole lot of donations coming in for the emails that I'm answering.
And
so why am I answering thousands of emails a week when I could be spending that time with my friends and family or Floyd?
right. And some of these emails that you write us are, you're writing a book, or at least a chapter out of a book. And, we've had to take time to read that, digest it, and then, give you an answer. And that takes time. And, if it took you 20 minutes to write it, it's going to take us, probably 5 minutes to read it and digest it.
Yeah. And so then that's 5 minutes times 200 emails a day. That's hours of our time that we dedicate to you guys answering and helping out. And like I said, we don't mind doing it, but the coffers need to be kind of tapped a little bit, a couple bucks in the old charity bin. Some people are a little bit better. I've been seeing at least $5 or $10 donations on my website. And then, hey, I sent you a donation. Here's confirmation code. Just want to ask you a question. Am I going to go towards those quicker? Yeah. When people are like, hey, I joined the Wolf Pack and I pay your monthly subscription. Yeah, I'm going to go for those questions first. Those are my VIP because they're willing to invest in me. I love that you guys like to watch the information, but a lot of the videos have all of it in there. And I know, it might be like sorting through to find it, but it's there, it's in-house, and it's free. So when people are like, oh, hey, I watched your one video, but I want more information, then you should probably do a consultation. Because answering all those emails every day when people are asking me the same questions, I see why Yusufel is very gruff in his YouTube now, because he got tired of answering hundreds of emails for free. Now I feel bad when I don't, but I'll tell you this, I'm getting to the point where I don't feel bad not answering emails. I still do. I still answer like 90% of them.
Yeah,
but
I even get an autoresponder. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, I literally.
You know what I'm saying? Don't feel bad about it.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. That was funny.
Yep, I literally have. I haven't done the autoresponder yet, but what I will say is that I will see it and I will auto respond, because at the bottom of my email I've got the top 9 always asked questions already answered, ready to go. So if it starts off with, hey, thanks for watching the videos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I've seen it and it's already in the video and it's probably answered here. Or I'm going to say, go to my YouTube and search within the files that are there for that item or that topic, because there's 900 videos and I'm not going to answer every single question when I've already done it. That's why I make the videos. So
that's why I refer them to Fearless Floyd channel, where all the videos are.
Who's I talking to today? Just like a normal person, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I made a video about it."
Check out my website.
Oh man! Well,
yeah. So somebody said, "Let's see where the likes are at." All right, here. Let me refresh my window and see where we're at here.
And guys, I'm behind my emails. I mean, I haven't even cracked open, even tried to look at them. I'm so far behind, but I am seeing daylight, so we're getting closer.
Yeah, like Carissa says, try to keep it down to send. I'll be honest with you, you guys. This is behind the scenes, but let's bring it to the light. I do not do your court cases. I'm not going to teach you how to access things I don't even know how to access. And if I see that it's like more than 2 or 3 sentences, literally this is what I do. All right, another email. I'm almost. I'll read the first 2 sentences, and if I don't have a gist of it at that point in time, I go auto respond or read number 4 or number 3 to book a consultation. Because if you got that much to say, then you're gonna have to pay for the time. And if you want the answer that bad, then yeah. If it's the shorter you can make it and understandable, because some of you guys speak in what I only consider to be Spanglish or broken almost English. No offense if you don't know how to read or write, I love you, but then say, I'm not good at reading and writing, and then I will make an exception to read yours. But the average person should know how to communicate without chicken scratch, ancient Egyptian, Lemurian text.
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics.
Sumerian text.
Because, like, is that ancient Atlantean or something? I would probably have a better time understanding it because I do read and understand some Latin and some of these ancient languages. I do that.
Right.
I can't even understand the type of English you're trying to use. So no offense, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying, like, for real, I literally got some migraines trying to read some stuff sometimes. I never get headaches almost ever. And I'm like, okay, like literally, I'm like, James, treat this like a dead language, like it's Latin, okay, or Greek, because I speak Greek and I read Greek too. And I'm literally struggling with your
You read
attempt.
Greek?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I speak and read Greek. Yes, I am a
Fluently?
polyglot. Huh?
Fluently?
Not anymore, but I can still speak it fluently. I can't read all of it fluently anymore. But
Wow. You are
yeah,
a man
Yasu.
of many talents.
But he can't
Yeah, Yasu tikanis pospai is Greek for how's everybody doing, and you know, how are you feeling?
What made you learn Greek?
There's a girl in every story, my friend.
Yeah, the tea.
I had a feeling that's where that was.
It started off impressing. Okay, in my defense, there were 3 daughters, all hot, all Greek, and 2 of them were twins. And I grew up with the one, and let's just say it was a beneficial thing to know at the time. So, but then in the commercial world, all the owners of certain places were all Greek here and down in Chicago. So learning it only helped me out because then I could speak with them, and I learned to speak it from somebody right from the motherland with the accent and everything. So it only worked out in my benefit. But fluently, Greek, Spanish, French, and I've been learning German, Russian, Latin off the top. That's about it. But those I only know bits and pieces of. The first ones I
learn Portuguese while you're learning the Latin, since you know Spanish, because they're very similar.
Yeah, that's what one of my friends from there actually told me. He said it's not that far off.
Yeah. Huh.
Have you seen the channel? I can't recall the guy's name off the top of my head, but he knows about 35 languages. And all he does is travel around the world. And before he goes there, he actually spends a month to 2 months and he learns the language. And then when he gets there, the people actually think he's a native. He speaks it so good. Wow. He's the most amazing linguist I've seen in my lifetime. He just learns languages like that. 30 days he can learn a new language.
Oh,
and
wow.
he speaks it fluently, like he's from that place.
That's insane. Wow.
Everything is formatted.
Yeah.
He's just figured out the formula for learning different languages, breaking down the syntax of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, no, that's Pope level right there. If I had the time to just travel and do that, I would dedicate it. But most of my brain power is on this stuff. And like I said, the other languages, I don't even speak. There's almost nobody around here who speaks any of those. You know what I mean? So it comes up apparently when I'm, if I'm out somewhere and around Spanish, then I speak it, but get my practice in. But in general, no, I don't. Somebody said gracias. Yes. Yeah. De nada. But yeah, learning legalese is in fact its own language. And that's where my focus has been on that. But yeah, I pick up things as I go, in the different languages. Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese are all similar, Corrupted said. Well, remember, those were also, most languages all have a mother tongue or a mother-based language, the lettering and all that stuff. If you follow it all the way back, there was one mother language that everybody spoke, and then everything got kind of did their own things.
And I'll go to the bottom one too after this one.
Is that Anne?
No. No, it's Natalie.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hi,
no,
Natalie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're on the Bad Wolves Live right now.
Yeah, she knows. She's doing. We're working on the trust.
We're reformatting and working on all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
We're actually making headway.
Monica says, my grandmother knew 6 languages. I'm still working on English.
I knew
and
German.
legalese. Are you
I knew-
teasing? Or, Monica, what other language?
Spanish and English.
I knew Ebonics.
They have common root words.
Spanish. And
Well, hey, if you're from my city, you can speak street, so that's a whole nother language, hood bonics or ebonics, what they used to call back then, ebonics. That is a whole language all on its own, and it's evolving. So the words you use today are not going to be. I think we're still on lit right now. Tomorrow.
All right.
You're muted.
So, all right. Well, let's see. People are talking in there about trusts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have multiple trusts. I have an estate living trust. I have a revocable living trust. And then I have a revocable ministerial trust.
I'll give you the S.
Uh,
I'll let you do it.
Huh?
Kata. I am Greek.
Okay.
What do I need to do?
Jared, pospai.
Program.
Pulikala. Yes, Jared said he's Greek. All right. Well, unless there's anything to come forward, seeing how we're at 2 hours, almost 3, I'm pretty good. I think we've answered most of the questions. I know we didn't specifically have a topic for tonight, so this was just kind of us sitting at the table, chopping it up, and so if there's not going to be a whole lot of questions, then I guess we can wrap it up and get some sleep and get some food.
Yep.
Some mushu or whatever else.
I've got some more stuff to get ready to mail tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'm going to send out a couple of shout outs to thank some people, and then we'll kind of start to wrap it up. And then I'll let you tell people how to get a hold of you. Princess said she fell asleep. Well, yeah, it is late, so I apologize for making it late. We'll try to do it a little earlier next time. So Carissa, Princess Bear, Monica, Freegie, Swiss Land, Robert, Katie, the Gremlin. Okay. Loyalty over royalty, Blessed, Adam, Empress, Corrupted, Gypsy, Jared, as you say in Greek, Kalinita, Freegie, DB Bay, Autumn. All of you guys, Aaron, thank you guys for staying on late. I know it is time for you guys to get some sleep. We all got to work and do whatever tomorrow. Christine, what is that? La Coca Nostra, K Mill. That's a name I haven't seen. That's a new one. Appreciate you for that. Gemini, Chris Smith. Thanks for everything, man. Sorry I can't participate much right now. You know my situation. I got you when I come back. Okay, got you. Yep, I'm very aware. We've talked many times, brother. Sandy, Rafaela, Prima, Ezekiel. All right, that's about Tony, Floyd, Ronald, Tia, and last one, looking for one new name. Chest wide into the end. So thank you guys for being on here. All right, so Floyd, I will let you tell everybody how to get a hold of you and your information. Let them know of all the services that you guys provide, everything, so they can get a hold of you and Ann and Natalie and Jesse and work your magic.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me on. 2 questions I want to address, or 2 statements rather. Do you use the firm mailing book? Yes, I have firm mailing books. This is what they look like. Boom. These I found out day before yesterday from my USPS connection. They are discontinued. So if you have a chance to grab you one of these, go to a big post office center, go grab you one. If you can't, this is a 3877. You can download the pages and you can create your own book. So that's
now what do those pertain to, Floyd, for those people who have never heard of those and have no idea what's going on right now?
Okay. Firm mailing book. And this is basically what it looks like. Let me get my last one. This is for my authentication. So you can see it went to the U.S. Department of State in Sterling, Virginia. Basically, up here, you put your information. You put a registered mail right there, who it's going to. They're going to frank it, put their seal on there. The counter clerk's going to sign it, tells how many articles that they received, how many they sent. They're going to put up here how they sent it. And then you can add different handling charges over there. This is called a firm mailing book. So you can do this with registered mail, certified mail. You can use it for priority express mail, anything with a tracking number that you want to keep track of. I have one, as you can see, it's 2021 public.
They validate
private and public. So I have 2 books.
Do they validate how many documents go in there? Or
I think you only eight or 9 per page.
Hmm.
And the other question, I did say ministerial trust, and the reason I do that is to put not organized religion, but a religious content to it. That way you're kind of over there with the nonprofit entities without being statutory nonprofit. That's why I throw that in there. I want to thank all you guys for watching, participating, asking us questions, interacting with us. I want to thank A6 for coming on and sharing his time with us. I want to thank my staff here, Jesse and Natalie, for helping me get through the day and moving us forward. Yeah, it's been a tough day for me. You can reach me at the Fearless Floyd Show on all platforms: Telegram, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, etc. If you really need to get a hold of me, Telegram me, DM me, fearlessfloydshow@yahoo.com. My website is thefearlessfloydshow.com. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have the merchandise merged over there. So you guys are going to start seeing me wearing my own stuff like James does now. And I want to thank him for that, turning me onto that platform. We have trust class coming up, Trust 101, basic fundamental trust class with Ann LaFleur. 201, that's all the deeds that you need to fund your trust and go get your assets and things like that. 301, she is going to do, that one is on, I want to say foreclosures. And then she's doing 401. Those are at the end of the month. Go to my website, fearlessfloydshow.com, and scroll down the very bottom of the homepage, and you can enroll there in the classes. We also have the VCR class, which is the voucher coupon remittance. There's a new process out for that we are investigating. We're also investigating on the certified funds process. I will keep you guys updated on those 2 processes and how they are effective and not effective, what to do and what not to do once I get verification on those. Apparently there's big things happening with them, but until I see it with my own eyes, and as you guys know, proof of concept, proof of success, do it twice to prove it's not a fluke. So that's what I'm looking for. Again, James, thank you for having me on here. I look forward to having you on my show this week. You can generally find me from noon to 5, Tuesdays through Fridays on YouTube. That's Central Time, live to 5. And I do some one-offs every now and then. I just haven't had time to do them. So once I get caught up, I'll start pumping out some more videos like James did this Sunday. And I got to say, you're getting very prolific on Sundays. So I don't know where you're going Fridays and Saturday nights, but it's working.
You know. So, all right. I see Empress said. All right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. So Empress said, so if I wanted to buy a big ticket item, how do I go about using my own purchase order or app? And where should I set up a purchase app? I don't know if that's really something I know about on that one.
I know how to use a purchase order, but you know, they've got to accept your purchase order and recognize you as a worthy commercial partner, basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can really field that one for you. That's not really something I specialize in. But yeah, like you said, they'd have to recognize that you're going to have to become one of them. You know, you're going to have to set up that whole entity. Unchained says, I have a question. What's the best Black Loss dictionary to get? That depends. I mean, we've kind of run some scenarios dealing with court. Now, if I was, and I got complimented by a judge for my methods of thinking, so that says something there in itself. Not sure if that's good or bad, but if you take me to court and you're going to try to use Black Loss information against me, I'm going to outclass you 100% of times by using whatever the newest one is. So the newest one is the 11th edition, the deluxe. But here's the thing. There is information that you can use in any of them, but if you're going to attack them with something that has been updated in their books, if they want to ice you, they're just going to go to the newest one. They're just going to say that's an outdated term, and that shuts down everything you've just been studying because you're using an outdated term. So really, I have 1, 4, 5, and 11. You know, the very first one, the middle ones, and then the most recent ones. But you can learn from all of them, but I would highly suggest getting the most recent one to be able to say, well, according to, you know, the most updated version, this is what it is, but be able to have a reference from the beginning and even the middle one. But all of them have unique and interesting. You can see how the progression of how they used to call us monsters and beasts and whatever else have been changed and phased out to new terminology, including new things. Like the new one I have talks about stuff like OWIs and whatever else, and the first one doesn't even have that. So if you're trying to prove your case about how that's used and you're using the first one, you're not going to find it. So what do you do? Go to court and say, well, according to the first Black Laws Dictionary, there's no such thing as an OWI. I can't find it in here, so I'm good to go. They're going to laugh you right out of the room and say your case is irrelevant. You know, we have a term for that. You know, and DB Bay,
let me ask you this: your
YouTube member, thank you for joining. Appreciate
does your fourth
there.
edition have case law sightings in it, statutes and codes, like the 6th edition?
That one is still on borrow. I haven't seen it in God knows how long, so I cannot answer that question.
Okay.
One of my buddies still has it. Dan.
Yeah, that's why I like the 6th edition, because it has case law and statutes and codes cited. So that way, when you're reading the definition, you also kind of get, like, if you're doing legal work, it's like a little cheat sheet, because you can use that, you know, if you're using Westlaw key code or LexisNexis, one of their sightings, to look up that case, and then you can go over to the digest, Federal Digest, Supreme Court Digest, or your state's digest, and look it up, and then boom, you can just take off from there, and federal, state, however you want to go. That's why I like the 6th. So, but I do like your recommendation, and I always tell everybody, get the oldest dictionary you can and get the newest dictionary you can, because the old one's not going to have internet, websites, crypto, none of that terminology. The new one will.
Yeah. Looks like Adam Pro says you can always go to the public library and they have Black Laws Dictionary there. Some definitions instead of the whole book. Yeah, you can always get it there. And if they don't have it, see if they can find it in the system at another library. And I used to do this all the time. They will ship it from that library to the one where you're at. So you got that. Now, I know you can get there are free versions online. If you hunt deep enough, you can definitely find most variations already in a downloadable format if you hunt for it. So all right, so I think that cover. I got Bouvier's as well. Sonia says she agrees with Floyd. It's because Floyd's a wise man. And all right, Monica says Supreme Court rulings are typically based on Black laws. That is why those are recommended, from my understanding. Yeah, everything that the lower courts, that is their Bible. That is their everything. Everything is referenced there. You know, if you don't have a Black laws, you're not even in the game. You know. So that being said, all right. So once again, I am the Bad Wolf, aka James C. Lovett, the legal name, not by alter ego. So as always, thank you guys for supporting. We're still rocking almost 200 people here watching, even at this late hour. So thank you guys. Mm-hmm. I am truly humbled. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves. Stay healthy out there. Learn to master the areas where you are weakest. Become a master of that. When you feel like you can teach somebody what you now know, then you have become the master, and teach other people. Do not try to force this information on people. Lead by example. You do your thing. If it comes up, give them a breadcrumb to follow the trail. But do not try to, force them to learn this. This is not for everybody. It is available to everybody, but operating and living in the private is not for everybody. And me and Floyd and all the rest of our crew, we will continue to learn things and continue to share, and we will provide you guys with these tools. What you guys do with them is on you. We just ask that you guys conduct yourselves as business professional, as a non-belligerent, non-combatant as possible. Always vet everybody's information, including ours, because ours can stand the test of time. Like science, it has to be repeatable 100% of the time. Okay, so that's why we bring you these things. So we are incredibly intelligent, but we have not done everything. So we specialize in what videos we have. So go back through the videos, watch those, use them as, tutorials to educate yourselves. And if you guys have been successful in something that we haven't talked about, hey, share it with us. Show us how you got there. We'll vet the information with you. Okay, that looks good. We'll do it for ourselves. And then, we'll share with other people. That's why we have the platforms, is to be able to share things and to help make your lives a little bit easier in every way we can. So that being said, you guys have a great night. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you, everybody with Floyd. And here we go. We got a couple of last little things here. Princess says, be as wise as a serpent, as harmless as a dove. Yep. But if you have to be the dove, but be a dove by name only, and swoop down like an eagle. Thank you, love, Monica. Let's see. Everybody else have a good night. Have a good night. So, Swiss Land, does Black Site have a step-by-step? No, but the files have a step-by-step for that particular file. If there's a process you need, you can contact me or Floyd. We can help you out with certain things. If I don't know what Floyd does, Floyd doesn't know what I do. And let's see, authenticate on state and federal evidence. Floyd, affidavit of your truth. Yeah, you can use the Fed level. You can actually get many different things if you download the DS 4194. Look at the things that they authenticate. Okay, your own affidavits, your declarations, all those things you can get done through them. Okay. And Libra just says it's time to go. Howl, it's the full moon. Woo! don't know what Fearless Floyd does
Yeah.
for his celebration. I don't think he's wearing pants right now, to be honest. But you know, that would be that's how he gets down. So anyway, guys, have a good night. Thank you for everything. Take care of yourselves and each other. Love yourself first. Appreciate everybody in your circle, and we will be back with more fire information another time. So with that being said, good night to everybody. Bad Wolf is out.
Good night.